Hello, welcome to Emerald Lake. It's Raven. Hi, everybody. How you doing? And yeah, Wally, somehow you got first again. Freaking crazy. Okay. Hi. So we are still doing our holiday short stories from the book I've got. My true love gave to me. And I've got the next one set up, and I'll send the illustration in the Discord. But before I do that, oh, I have my tongue out. Oops. Oops. All that pie before talk like this. I was gonna say something more. Okay. Well, I was gonna say that we had a fun little moment. Me and the mods got to see. It was very fun. So a little while back when we were reading SCPs, I read a specific SCP that I guess someone got recommended to go listen to. Promise that this is a good story. So just listen while I type out. Can Raven do two things at once? Probably not. While I type out our stuff for the story. Somebody got recommended to come and listen to this SCP for a very important reason. It was they're the author. So the author listened to me read the SCP and sent me a message and was very happy that we read it. It was so sweet. It was so cute. It made my day. It made my mods' days. We were all very pleased. It was very cute. And then just disappeared, but also jumped over at my throne to give us a little holiday gift. We got our tuning fork. Yee! So, we have that now. That trigger is not just from when we were at Vice, when we were taking care of the apothecary, when I got to use her fun gadgets. I now has tuning fork. Eee! So that was really cool. I was so pleased. It was so neat. And they were so sweet. They absolutely did not need to do this. Send this. But it was so sweet. And so yeah, now we have tuning fork. Yay! It's a cute little Christmas gift. Oh, okay. And with that, yeah, hi everybody. I hope everybody's having a good time. I was very pleased to open that present today. And how do I spell that? I'm prepping the next story and it'll be ready. Okay. Yeah, so I thought that was cool. It was fun. Well, it sounded like a handpan when you first hit it. I did change the tone. I can make it higher again. I can give it a different tune. I just decided to like move it. I don't know why. Instead of have it where it was originally placed. We can move it. We can make it sound different. I'm happy to fiddle around with it for a little while. You have to play with the new toy. Let's see. Let's put it just a little bit higher up. Not quite as high as it's supposed to do. It's the little circles that you add to it, but you don't have to have the circles on it at all. You can take the circles completely off, and then it'll still do its job with a different note. Is that pretty cool? It's looking pretty bad. No, just a little bit. There. Okay. Let's enjoy it now. Ooh. Wherever I put them makes a little indent on it, so I'll know exactly where I put it before, but I'm not sure I'll be able to put it in exactly the same place. Ah! Am I the best dear woman on Twitch? I don't know if there are any others. I'm not sure there is anyone else. But yeah, thank you for the subscription. 11 months? That feels illegal. How have I been here that long? Are you kidding? Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Cage. And now, I'm wondering. We rated a deer girl once, but yeah, it's different from deer woman. It's not the same. There's people that are like a deer person, and then there is deer woman, specific, the bogeyman. Like, it's different. But here's your freaking money frogs. Our number one emote, because they are very useful for spamming whenever someone give gift, like you are giving. Thank you very much. And I posted those in the Discord, but I'm gonna put them up the wrap up on Blue Sky too, because it was just too fun to see how many clips we made. Nice. And I think it was a good time. Why is hype incoming? What has happened? The Vegas? You're here again? Hello? Thank you for your subscription. You're just 11 months behind Cage. You have the same someday. Hi! Thank you so much for visiting. Have some frogs. Also, I should have put these because I got them. Have some Cage money too. Figured you had it low for testing purposes, but yeah, just how you struck it made it sound like a handpan. Yeah, it's a beautiful instrument. I like playing with the different stuff. You'll catch up. Well, yeah, go ahead and use your little radiant money frogs whenever somebody gives any gifts, any monies. And maybe we should drop some monies for our lovely author that gave me this tuning fork. Probably won't see it, but thank you again, author. It was the SCP-8822, I am pretty sure. It was the one that made me question reality a bunch. I mean, there's so many SCPs, but like where they were like studying a thing, this little team, and then suddenly like reality changed and no one was acting like it was different. It was like, oh yeah, they're gone. That person never existed though. Don't even worry about it. And I was like, I'm worried about it. But it was very good. It was very fun. And so yeah, that was a very fun one. Yay! Yay! Okay. I'm gonna put away the little adjuster. I think I like the tone that we found. It still sounds a little like handpan, but I love moving it back and forth. We get that little effect. And shut up, Mallet. Don't do that. Don't make noise. It was my time. Okay. But we'll put that aside. We'll put away the little tuner thing. What are those things called? They're like little elbows. Metal elbows with the grooves. I forget your name, sir. Allen wrench. Yeah, you're Allen. I forgot. Sorry, Allen. Get in your bag. Get in your sack. Go over there. We don't need you now. We're happy with where it's at. Okay. But yeah, there was our fun moment. Our little gift. I was so pleased. It was so sweet. And, yeah, we're gonna read, as usual. I haven't checked how long this story is supposed to be. Let's look at it. Oh, this one's totally manageable. Unlike the last ones that were, like, so long. And I'm excited for the one after this because it's by one of the authors I know. Because when I was looking at this book, you know, the reason I did indeed take it with me instead of leave it be is this author that I had recognized. And so I'm excited for the next one. It's also spoopy looking, possibly. Okay, so the next story is Your Temporary Santa by David Levithan. And it looks like some fun was going down. I'll drop the image in the Discord. Basically, it's a Santa suit sprawled out on the ground, fake beard and all. So, naked Santa. Ooh, he's naked. Just maybe. But I'm excited. But yay, tuning for so in another stream we'll have to mute for. I have sensitive ears, so at higher frequencies tuning for. Aww. Well, Turt, is the thing that it's at right now too high? I guess I was happy to put it low. I like it low. It sounds more relaxing than the high pitch, which does set off like tinnitus is, and I don't like that. If we should lower it, I mean, I just put Alan away, but we can lower it again. I'm happy to do that. Anyway, yes, okay, so go ahead and take a lurk away, go bed, and if you have trigger redeems that you would like to do, I will get to them after this story. It's not too long, so I don't think I'll break it in half like we had to do last night, but that's all good. Alright. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Okay. Heck yeah. We will not move it up, Turt. I promise you that. It will stay there or go lower. I don't want to hurt nobody's ears, and yeah, I don't particularly like them too high-pitched either. So it's all good. Okay. Your temporary Santa. Here we go. Let's get the thing up, Raven. Are you even doing your not a job? There we go. Just know there are people who like it high. Man, you mean I'd have to pull that Allen wrench out and like move it around? No, now that it's in a good place, I don't think I'll touch it. I don't think it's going nowhere. It's possible, but I don't think so. Okay, you're a temporary Santa. It's hard not to feel just a little bit fat when your boyfriend asks you to be Santa Claus. I think he's gay. We got gay. I'm excited. Okay. But I'm Jewish, I protest. It would be one thing if you were asking me to be Jesus. He, at least, was a member of my tribe and looks good in a Speedo. Plus, Santa requires you to be jolly, whereas Jesus only requires you to be born. And high, I mean, but that's Easter anyway. Okay. That's an opening line, all right. Yeah, it is hard not to feel a little bit fat when your boyfriend asks you to be Santa Claus. You know, the fat old man. Yeah, that guy. But hey, it's still fun. We'll see how this goes. I hope it goes well. Okay. I'm serious, Connor says. It is rare enough for him to be serious with me that he has to point it out. This might be the last Christmas where Riley believes in Santa, and if I try to be Santa, she'll know. It has to be you. I don't have anyone else. What about Lana? I ask, referring to the older of his younger sisters. He shakes his head. There's no way. There's just no way. Okay, so we are willing to ask a lady to be Santa. Maybe we're not gay. Oh. Okay, we're gonna find out. This does not surprise me. Lana's demeanor is more claws out than claws on. Is spelt like claw, and then claws, ho ho ho. But anyway. She is only 12, and I am scared of her. Please, Connor cajoles. He really says please. Oh my gosh. I tell him I can't believe he's resorting to his cute voice, as if I'm more likely to make a fool of myself if he's making a fool of himself. The suit won't even need to be altered, he promises. This is, of course, what I am afraid of. Aww. Please stop calling your partner fat like this, but I guess it's just to make a child happy. Maybe it's not about that. Maybe Connor shows up with a, and here is our fake belly. Here you go. I don't know. Okay. It breaks and it picks up. Christmas Eve for me has always been about my family figuring out which movies we're going to see the next day. The way we deliberate, I think it's easier to choose a pope. Once that's done, we retreat to our separate corners to do our separate things. Nobody in my family is particularly religious, but there's still no way I'm letting them see me leave the house in a Santa costume. Instead, I sneak out a little before midnight and attempt to change in the back seat of my car. Because it is a two-door Accord, this requires some maneuvering on my part. Any casual passerby looking into the window would think I was either strangling Santa or making out with him. The pants and my jeans don't get along, so I have to strip down to my boxers. Yes, it is gay! Okay. Strips down to my boxers, then become Santa below the belt. I had thought it would feel like pajamas, but instead it feels like I'm wearing a discarded curtain. We've all had a costume like that, I think. And that's not even taking into account the white fur. It occurs to me now to wonder where exactly this fur is supposed to have come from if Santa spends so much time at the North Pole. Perhaps it's him, not global warming, that's dooming the polar bears. Don't even suggest. But to be fair, maybe Santa came across an already dead polar bear, like you never know. And if who says he's making his suits repeatedly? If he got a nice, you make it once and you wear it forever. Like who says he's going after more than one polar bear? Shush. Yeah, Rose, exactly. I think it is, and I'm excited. I like the representation. And it's a thought. Not much of one, but it's all I can muster at this hour in the back seat of this car. As I'm strapping on my belly, aha! I told you to fake belly. Strapping on my belly and putting on my coat, Connor is meant to be asleep, safe in his dreams. He offered to stay up, but I thought it would be too risky. If we got caught, not only would we be in trouble, but the gig would be up with Riley. Lana and his mother are supposed to be asleep too. I don't think they have any idea I'm coming, and only have a vague idea of who I am in the first place. It's Riley who's supposed to be awake. If not right at this moment, then when I appear in her living room. This is all for her 6-year-old eyes to take in. I wouldn't be doing it otherwise. I also have a gift of my own to deliver, a wrapped box for Connor, which I am trying desperately not to smash as I grasp in the dark for my boots and my beard. It's the first Christmas since we started dating, and I spent way too much time thinking about what to get him. He says presents are important, but Oh, no. He says presents aren't important, but I think they are, not because of how much they cost, but for the opportunity they provide to say, I understand you. Plus, there was the risk factor. When I ordered the present 3 weeks ago, there was always the slim chance we wouldn't make it to Christmas. But that hasn't happened. We've made it. Once I'm dressed, I find it near impossible to slide into the front seat with any ease. I must manipulate both the seat and the steering wheel in order to lever my Santitude into the driver's seat. The Santitude. Suddenly, I understand the appeal of an open sled. Yeah. Got too much belly going on. Oh no. I have only been to Connor's house a few times, and most of those were before we started dating. His mother mostly knows me as one of a group of friends, a body on the couch or a face over a bowl of chips, because Connor and I were very much part of a 6 before we decided to become a 2. Every now and then, Riley would visit our adolescent playground, steal some of our snacks, flirt with whoever would pay attention to her. Ooh, little 5-6-year-old. Lana, meanwhile, would stay in her room and blast her music loud enough to haunt any sound we were trying to make. I feel strange pulling up in the driveway in a Santa suit, so I park at the curb in front of the house next door. I can only imagine what I must look like as I step out of the car. Well, like Santa, duh. Anyway, the street is eerily quiet. Its own midnight mass. Instead of feeling like a roly-poly emissary of cheer and goodwill, I picture myself as the killer from a Z-grade horror movie. Santa's sleigh ride. About to wreak havoc on some upstanding citizens and a few underintelligent, underdressed youth. Then I realize I've left Connor's keys in my jeans, so I have to go back and fetch it, making myself look like an incompetent serial killer. Plus the beard itches. What's our name? Frick, we know our boyfriend's name, Connor. Who are we? I wanted to give us a compliment. Our Santitude. Okay. Even though we're Jewish, my parents insisted at first that Santa did in fact exist. He just never came to our house. The way they pretended it was a time management issue. No, that's good, so that, little Jewish kiddos didn't go tell the other Christmas abiding kiddos. Hey, you're stupid. That's not real. 'Cause, like, hey, shut up. Okay. He can only go to so many houses in one night, they told me. So he skips over the boys and girls who already had 8 days of Hanukkah. But you can wave to him as he flies past if you want. Oh, love it. This meant that at a young age, I would stay up late on Christmas Eve to wave to Santa before he visited our neighbor's house. These neighbors, who had a boy my age, were the real reason I wasn't told the truth about Santa. Yeah, there you go. My parents assumed that I would share my myth-busting knowledge the minute I learned it, which was not an incorrect assumption. I had already ruined the Easter Bunny for most of my friends. While a fat man flying around the world to give presents seemed rational to me, the idea of a bunny handing out eggs just seemed stupid. Well, it's fair. It's a mammal. Why is it handing out eggs? What the hell? What's happening? So how does the rabbit have anything to do with... Anyway, okay. In the end, it was the neighbor boy who gave me the information I needed to expose the truth. Our conversation went something like this. Him. Santa's other's name is Saint Nick. Me. Saint Nick Claus? Him. No, just Saint Nick. For Saint Nicholas. Me. But aren't all saints dead? Like, if Santa Claus is a saint, doesn't that mean he's dead? I could see the truth hitting him. Then he burst into tears. Thank you for bonking him, Mask. Bonk the scammy little liar goose. Stop trying to get money out of me. It's mean and stupid. Also, is no one gonna love that this little Jewish kid was like, that's not how Christianity, Catholicism, etc. versions works. For you to be a saint, you have to be dead. Sir, I'm not even in this religion, and no. Like, I love it. Okay. I've been given very explicit instructions, as if this is some one-man production of Ocean's 11. The presents have already been placed under the tree, and the stockings have already been stuffed. And I am supposed to undo this to some degree, then jostle Riley's doorframe so she wakes up, sneaks out, and sees me put everything in place. I have made Connor assure me at least a half dozen times that his mom doesn't keep a firearm under her bed. Yeah, that's important. He swears that she does not, and that she will be so tranked up that I could ride a full coterie, I don't know, coterie of reindeer through her bedroom and she still wouldn't wake up. Okay, so mom's drunk? Or maybe she's sick and she had to take a bunch of cough syrup. I don't know. I fear this has implications for fire safety. Yeah, that is a concern. We need to make sure mom is okay. But I keep that fear to myself. I own a musket for home defense just as our founding fathers did. Mask has every reason to scream. Mask has every reason to scream. That is all Mask is that little rage emote. That is his identity. Santa is dead. Saint Nicholas, whomst Santa is based upon, is dead. Yeah. I own a steel cannon. Tally-ho! What the hell? You say as you add another rage emote. Mask. Friend. Yeah, you are. A little bit. You're also other things, but mostly that. Look at your little scripts. Your scripts. Okay. Alright, we were mildly worried about Mom being so tranked for fire safety and such. But anyway, we're leaving it be. I want Connor to be awake. Yes, the boyfriend. I want him to be with me in his house. It's strange to tiptoe through the kitchen without him. Yeah, I'll give you that. Stop making my... Okay. I was looking to tell you off. We can get back to the story in a second. Stop making the cry frogs one of our top emotes. It's so rude. Make it be the happy frogs. Consent. Please. Giarditas, my goodness. Look after my poor frogs. Stop being so mean. The happy ones are right there. One that waves, one that bounces, one that dances. You can use shock. Like, oh no, you pulled a gun. It is better than the cry. Anything but the cry, please. Wait, do I have... Oh, yes. Okay. Hold on. This is even better. Look at that. That one works. We can do it. We can do this one. He's a gentleman. He's into it. Popcorn and just... Yeah, imagine someone pulls a pew-pew on you and you're just like... And? That's gangster. I like my little frogs being kick butt. Ooh. A little... Isn't that a narwhal tail? That's what Let's Blue Name is. But it's like a mermaid frog. I like that. That's fun. Yeah. Use the happy frogs for your threats and the things. Then they're less sad. Beluga. That's what it was. Stop making them cry. Ooh, notes. Okay. Oh, and then another. Okay. Happy to eat cookie. Yes. Stop the cry. Stop it. You're so mean to my frogs. You're so mean to my frogs. Don't make me do the sad frogs. Okay. Papa, here we go. Hugs. Oh, that's better. Okay. Okay, hold on, I got to cough. Okay, now we're gonna get back to story. We want Connor to be awake because we're creeping around our boyfriend's house and we're worried about what people are gonna think, but also, boyfriend, I think. I want him to be with me in his house. It's strange to tiptoe through the kitchen without him. It's strange to be hearing the shelter silence of the hallway without having his breathing there as well. I know his presence would ruin the charade, but I want him whispering from the wings, my own Yuletide Cyrano. Oh, cute. He's so cute. Instead, I have pictures of him watching over me, pictures of him and his sisters with an occasional cameo by their mom, a photographic growth chart as I get closer to the living room. I am waiting for one of the photos to start laughing at me. The left leg of my pants keeps getting caught beneath my boot. I fear a rip at any time. Ah! Oh, Mask, you did one of your things, but you used all cries. Sir? Now you're just making me sad. Use the happier frogs, please. Okay. We're worried about the frickin' pants. The room is lit by the tree, and the tree is lit by strings of colored lights. There's a star at the top, and I think that, yes, this is how it's supposed to be. The point of a Christmas tree is to look like all the other Christmas trees, but still be a little bit your own. There aren't as many presents underneath as I imagined there would be. I have to remind myself that we aren't dealing with the Von Trapps here. I have to... Oh, no. There are only 4 people in this house. Yeah, there you go, done. Let's get set. No! Oh, you're so mean. Okay. There's only 4 people in this house, and there's only 1 day of Christmas. Not 8. Yeah. How sad. We don't have as many presents as you do. No. I feel somewhat ridiculous moving the presents to the base of the fireplace, but if I'm going to fake this, I'm going to have to fake it authentically and make it look like the chimney was my entryway, despite my Santa's girth. I keep my steerings to a sub-mouse level, because the last thing I want is Riley waking up and seeing Santa pulling her presents from under the tree. It's very Grinch of you. Which would totally bedevil our plans. Fun word. When the right number of gifts have been safely stationed, I add my present for Connor into the mix. I haven't told him I'm going to leave it, and I like the idea of surprising him. Cute. Yes, I like those ones, guys. That's good. Okay. I'm not usually up this late without a computer open in front of me. The heat in the room draws up into my armpits to remind me all over again of what I'm wearing. I decide not to take things out of the stockings because I'm worried I won't remember how to put everything back in the right place. Very fair. Now I have to go jostle Riley's door and alert her to my presence. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do if she doesn't come out of her room. Am I supposed to go in and get her? Waking up to Santa leaning over your bed would probably be traumatizing. Yeah, at least be weird. The last thing I want is for her to scream. Oh, yes. Raven, for 3 days in a row. Did you not want me to be here, Frigid? This is so much worse than saying that you're late and me correcting you. You saying, ew, Raven. So mean. So mean for Christmases. Not the holiday spirit. Last thing I want for her to scream. The last thing I want is to have to explain any of this to her mother. Why the hell doesn't the frickin' mother know? But okay. To be fair, Santa doesn't watch people sleep. Santa just knows when they are asleep. And with how many people he keeps track of, it feels less like watching them and more like he must just have like a bajillion alarms in his head. Like, ding, 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 asleep, awake, asleep, awake. But anyway, okay. At least her door is easy to identify. Oh, actually, they use the wrong word. He, Editor Raven coming in. At least her door is easy to identity. Incorrect. Identify. So close. Okay, anyway. Connor may be the gay one, but Riley's cornered the market on the Disney princess. Okay, so we got blatant confirmation. I like it. I like it. I wish I'd brought a bell to jingle or a reindeer to make the appropriate roof sounds. Knocking seems wrong. From the door, Elsa gives me an icy stare, and Ariel looks at me like I'm drowning. Even Perky Bell's smile seems to say, the only thing worse than being Santa is being a half-ass Santa. Do your job, Jew boy. What the fuck? Why would Belle say that? Rude. Oh my gosh. Okay. What the heck? Did you just say be gone British? What the heck? Wow, you guys are weird. It's supposed to capture how the frog get murked. No. Oh, you guys fighting. This is not the holiday spirit. Okay. Quietly, I lean into Belle so that my beard is brushing into her cheek. Then, louder with each syllable, I release a ho, ho, ho. I hear a rustling on the other side of the door. Riley's clearly been waiting for this moment. Treading with the authority of a man a couple 100 pounds larger than me, I move back to the living room. When I'm out in the hall, a doorway squeaks open. Pint-sized footsteps patter behind me, trying to be silent, but not quite managing it. I have to ask myself, what would Santa do? Yeah, get into the role, buddy. I head to where I stashed the presents and start returning them to their place under the tree. This seems a little menial for Santa. Surely there are elves to do this kind of thing. But I suppose since he travels solo, this is part of the gig. I think about whistling a tune, but Santa Claus is coming to town seems too egotistical, and Jingle Bells makes me think of... ... And then I guess we get an interruption. Excuse me? A small voice interrupts. Keep trying to fight, you guys, but there's not gonna be a command besides slap and bonk. Okay, excuse me. I look down, and there's Riley in a nightgown that makes me think of Wendy from Peter Pan. Only it's Tinkerbell who's wearing it. Riley is a sleepy-eyed wisp of a girl at this hour, but her voice is wide awake. Connor had told me she wouldn't interrupt. He'd sworn she'd see me and run back to bed, pleased to have her Christmas wishes confirmed. Never assume, never. Yes, little girl, I say. I'm very conscious that this makes me sound like the big bad wolf, so I cheer it up about halfway through, which makes me sound like the big bad wolf after 3 Red Bulls. Okay. Are you real? Of course I'm real. I'm right here. This logic seems to satisfy her, ... momentarily. But who are you? She asks. Who do you want me to be? I almost ask back, but I know the answer, and it isn't me, and it isn't Santa Claus. I'm grateful for the dimness of the room and the tenacity of my beard. I'm grateful that I remembered to change out of my sneakers, and I'm scared that I'm going to fuck this up for her anyway. If I don't answer well, I'm going to give her the amazing gracelessness of the hour she first disbelieved. And at the same time, I can't bring myself to say I am Santa Claus, because I know I am not Santa Claus, and I know I am not a good enough liar to make her believe it. So I say, jolly as a jelly donut, you know who I am. I came all the way from the North Pole to be with you tonight. Her eyes widen, and in that moment, in that momentary loss of logic to wonder, I see the family resemblance. I see Connor in the way he is never too cool to show that something is special to him. Whether it's his glee as we're watching Harold and Maude, or his beaming when a favorite song comes on the radio, or the simple smile he gets when I walk into the room and he's been waiting for me. Oh, cute. Oh, nice roll. Nice. There is no cynicism there. It's as if he hasn't even heard of the concept of cynicism, which allows me to retreat from it from time to time. Now here's Riley, at that age where the delicate shell of childhood is starting to show its cracks. I know all of the department store questions I could be asking her. Have you been a good girl this year? What would you like Santa to bring you? But that's not what I want to say. Don't stop believing, I tell her. She looks at me quizzically. Like the song? I chortle out a ho 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 and then say, yes, exactly like the song. I am bending over so I can look her in the eyes as I say this. Before I can rise up, she reaches for my beard. I flinch, expecting the yank, the unmasking, but instead she reaches past to pat me on the shoulder. Aww. You're doing a very good job, she says. I have no idea if she's talking to me or to Santa. In order for the former to continue to do a good job, I have to ask as if it's the latter. Ho, 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 thank you, Riley. She's happily surprised. You know my name? Of course. How else would I know which presents to bring? This statement pleases her. She nods and takes a step back. I smile. She smiles. I smile some more. Shuffle a little. She smiles back. Doesn't move. Did you just make someone French? What do you mean? Oh gosh, I've been trying to ignore your guys' chaos so that I can read my freaking story. But here we go. I'll scroll back a little bit. Okay, you go on 10 to 10. Good roll of love. This bot must be British. Why is the bot British? What would, huh? Ahem, I would say Adon is quite British. Yeah, right? And Mask is French. No, I don't want to be French. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. French flies. Goose punch. Goose punch. Oh, my goodness. I'm so lost. You're chaotic little group. Okay, back to Santa Boy. And the little girl, smiling. She smiles back, doesn't move. I wonder if it would be rude for Santa to glance at his watch. She keeps looking at me. So, I'm not supposed to deliver the presents while you're in the room. It's against the Santa rules. But you're the only Santa, don't you make the rules? I shake my head. Nope, it's passed down from Santa to Santa. And who was the Santa before you? I think for a second before I say, my mom. She giggles at that. I smile. She smiles. She will not leave the room. I imagine Connor watching us, thoroughly amused. Who says he'd seen anything? You're so bad at goodbyes, he whispers in my ear, which is true. There is an average of about 47 minutes between the time we first type goodnight and the moment we actually stop sending our words back and forth. Cute. The reindeer need me, I say. Other kids need me. This is actually near the start of my route. I know that 6-year-olds are rarely moved by an appeal to the greater good, but Riley seems to get it. She backs up a little, thinks about it. Then, before I can prepare myself, she runs in for a hug. Her head snuggles against the pillow of my stomach, her arms linked behind my legs. There is no way she can't tell the pillow is a pillow. There is no way she can avoid how baggy the pants are around my legs. But that's not what she's thinking about. Right now, all she's thinking about is holding on. I feel it in the way she puts all of her 6-year-old strength into it. She wants me to be real. Aww. Merry Christmas, Riley, Santa says. Merry, Merry Christmas. She pulls away, looks up at me, and says with complete earnestness, I'm gonna go to sleep now. Sweet dreams, Santa wishes her. Then I add another, ho, 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 for good measure. She returns to her room with the same careful footsteps as before. She wants to keep the secret from the rest of the house. I watch her go and wait until I hear the determined close of her door. Then I start to move the presents back under the tree. Within a minute, though, there's another noise. It sounds like clapping. Bravo, Santa, a sarcastic voice says. That must make you feel awesome, fooling little girls like that. Oh, no. Lana is in the doorway that leads to the kitchen. She's got on a nightshirt and sweatpants, but doesn't look like she's slept yet tonight. She's vampiric, even on a full night's sleep, so it's hard to tell for sure. Why are we scared of this 12-year-old girl? No, never mind. They're kind of scary. All right. Hi, Lana, I say quietly. I don't want Riley to hear us. Hi, Santa. She steps into the room and looks me over. I am not used to such a scrutiny from a 12-year-old. I have no idea what sexual favors my brother promised you to do this, but really, you look like a dumb fuck asshat. What? You are 12. You are 12. She is scary. Oh no. We were not wrong to be scared of her. Oh no. Okay. It's wonderful to see you too, I chirp and continue to put the presents back under the tree. What? No ho 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 for me? Is it because I've been a bad girl this year? It seems so entirely fair that an old white guy would get to judge that. Haven't you at least brought me my lump of coal? Shh, she'll hear you. What the Cherry's rude? I know, right? Okay. She'll hear you. And that would be a bad thing. Why? I know Connor is a big fan of maintaining illusions, but I think that's bullshit. I can't believe he gave you that costume. He had no right to do that. LaHonk? I'm going to bonk you if you try to come after Emerald Lake. You will get thoroughly bonked. I'm not even kidding. I'll tell Mask to shut you up. We'll put like a minute on you. We will. We'll do it. Don't be mean. Don't do it. Also, it wasn't me. It was Lana, the one who swore. Storm Lake. We'll have to get frigid too. Gonna have to do a big old bonk soon. Looks like it's illegal. You guys can't do that. Okay. Can't believe he gave you that costume. He had no right to do it. I have not been dating Connor long enough to yell at his sister. Yeah, there's a right timeout. Don't forget to get along. Okay. You've gone mad with power. They got my poor boy. My boy. Father, help. Oh, 3 seconds for the honk. Yeah, you gotta get the leader for longer than the soldiers. You have to do that. No, hungry. You're hungry. Mask, you look extra pretty today. Kiss ass. Okay. We gotta focus on this story. Come on, Raven. We can do this. Aw, look at you with your face. Aw, dog. Okay. No, Mask, you went too far. Eat the... No bribery. Okay, fair. Yeah, no bribery. No bribery is good. It's evident it would work on Raven. You want to go for dinner, Mask? Oh, Why are you trying to nuke the world, Turt? Oh my gosh. Can I talk about this mean little 12-year-old instead? No, I'm having dinner with your mom. Oh, oh whoa. Okay. I have not been dating Connor long enough to yell at his sister. I know this, which is why I don't answer her, don't look at her. The presents are almost all under the tree by now. Then I can go. What? Reindeer got your tongue? Lana taunts. Oh, I see how it is. Indulge Riley in whatever delusion you want, but you don't have to pay attention to me. None of you do. Oh, Lana just isn't needing attentions, and it is very clear Lana just needs some love, and that's the only reason she mean. Oh, that makes me feel so bad. Hug this mean little 12-year-old, please. What did I do? I didn't do hardly anything. They fought, and I'm just trying to read. Okay, I'm gonna try and focus. Lana, really, keep your voice down, please. Please, Santa, you're so polite. She's coming closer now. No wonder Connor likes you. Normally, it would make me really happy to hear that Connor likes me, but she says it like it's an accusation. You know who always did this, right? She goes on. You know whose suit that is? You know that for years I was just as stupid as Riley, thinking it was Santa, thinking it would always be this way, but now I'm guessing Connor was the stupidest if he thought he could just dress you up and make it look like he wasn't abandoned like the rest of us. Oh, honey, go hug this 12-year-old girl. She's just sad that Dad's not there. I'm pretty sure that's what this is, 'cause abandoned. We've mentioned kiddo's mom, but no dad. She just need a hug. Just drop the presents bit and go hug this poor girl. I move the last present into place. What? Aren't you going to defend him? Aren't you going to tell me that it makes sense? I'm dying to hear how you can justify being here, how you pretend this is normal when everything has completely fallen apart. I look at her in the eye for the first time, but the way she's looking at me is so unfriendly that I have to look away. Yeah, she's scaring you. She's challenging you because she expects you to not be nice. You need to still just be nice. She's beating you to the punch of abandoning her. But don't let her do that. Come on. I'm here because he asked me to, I say. That's all. Aww, she says as if I were a kitten video. You're in love. It's spelled W-U-V and it's in italics. Love. And this time, I can't stand it. This time, I have to say something. So I look her in the eye again, and this time, unwavering, I say, yes, I am in love. For a second, she is silent. For a second, I think this has placated her. For a second, I think she'll understand. But her recovery is so smooth, it doesn't even seem like she's recovering. I hate you, she says. Now I'm the one who's stunned. Oh my god. She's going to some weird places. It's this little girl that needs therapy now. She'll grow up. She'll figure it out. It's all fine. But still, she needs a hug. Okay. Why, I ask? Because you can't have him. You can't just start dating him and then have him. You can't be this to him. You're not important enough to be this. My natural inclination is to say I'm sorry, to apologize for being here, to apologize for tricking her sister into believing for one last year. But I'm not really sorry, I find, so instead I say, you're so angry. Duh, I think I have reason to be. You really don't, honey, but... And then he says, we say, but not with me. As soon as I say it, I realize it's the wrong thing to say because it's not about me at all. It's not because you're gay, Lana says. You know that, right? I'd be just as pissed if you were a girl. It's a strange concession to get. Yeah. So what do you want for Christmas, little girl? I resume in my Santa voice. I figure she'll give me shit for the little girl part, but instead she says, I want it to not be you in that suit. I nod. I go back to my own voice. I get that. But you've got to tell me something Santa can actually give you. It's not like you brought any presents. I brought one. For Riley? Oh. For Connor. Okay, Wally. I hope you understand why I didn't bring one for you. Why? Because you're always so goddamn fucking mean to me. Tell her off, Santa. Yeah. She laughs out in surprise, then says, fair enough. We stand in silence for a moment, then we both hear it. A door opening. Hey, he's rightfully giving her back her own medicine, and she laughed. She enjoyed it, to be fair. She said, yeah, true. Okay, but anyway, we both hear it. A door opening. We stay silent. Small footsteps. Shit, Lana whispers. Riley reappears, and only seems a little bothered to see that Lana's with me. Are you getting him cookies? The younger sister asks of the older. I was going to sleep, but I remembered I didn't give him any cookies. The older sister, without missing a beat, replies, I'll go get them. Aw, she's going with it. You gave our boy so much shit for going wrong with the lying, but you're doing it too, you little. We all know it's about your dad, your little daddy issues, Insert the Umbrella Academy sound of Klaus right there. Daddy issues. Okay, I'll go get them. She leaves for the kitchen. Riley, unable to help herself, stares at the presents under the tree. I remember doing the same thing with the presents around the menorah, trying to calculate which ones were for me and what could be inside. My mother would often wrap things in boxes larger than they needed, just to throw me out. Sorry, you can't see the tears in my eyes. Aww. Aww. I hope those are laughing tears and not sad tears, but either way. Okay. I just looked at the next page. Hold on, oh my god. Okay, the glitchy model was worth it because I am... Whew, okay. Where do you go next? Riley asks me. Nebraska, I say. I don't know where we are, but I don't know. And I don't know why Nebraska's hitting me like this. We read a story earlier that was in Omaha. I know we're in Nebraska in this book, but it's like... But Nebraska. And now there's a bunch more later, and it's like... It's hitting me. Why Nebraska? Okay. Nebraska, I reply. She nods. Thank you, Mask. Exactly. Nebraska. Where's Nebraska? Oh, Adon, it's like smack in the middle of the United States. They've got a lot of farmland. It's very flat. It's prairies. Corn. Ta-da! Did the story happen to have a character name? I forget which one of these was Nebraska, but one of these was Omaha. I know it was. I think it was the New Year's one. I think so. Where it was like, we went to here and they went to there. And, oh, yeah. Pony went to Utah. I just flipped back. Yeah, okay. Mags didn't have any new tattoos. She hadn't changed at all. She hadn't even left Omaha. There you go. Nebraska. I have a small inside joke with Nebraska where I just, oh my gosh, I don't know why. It's silly to me. There's no logic to it. I guess it's kind of like people like, Ohio, where's? I'm like, no, Nebraska. Anyway. Okay. Here we go. Lana comes out of the kitchen with some Pepperidge Farm cookies thrown on a plate and a glass of milk. You added the milk. You know what you're doing, Lana. You know the rules. I got a cough. Ah! I didn't mute. That was very loud. I'm sorry. I don't like to do this. You caught me. You heard me. It's Omaha Beach. I mean, it's just what they call it. Never mind it. Okay. I'm focusing. Yeah. Thank you, Max. Okay. Lana went through it and got the milk. We're committed. Here you go, she says. I take a cookie. It's a little stale. Best cookie I've had all night, I proclaim. He did also say earlier that it was like his first one. Like, this was early. So, like, best cookie of the night. Could have been, like, his third cookie. So, like, it's not that much of a... Anyway, I proclaim for Riley's benefit. I can see Lana wants to cry bullshit, but she keeps it to herself. God, shit. Well then, she says, I guess it's time for you to go. To Nebraska. Riley chimes in. Oh my. One of the best cookies from Molly. So this is the best cookie. Send Krampus. Funny you say that. Sorry, I'll explain that later. Hold on, let me freaking focus. You know what? Actually, mute these mofos. Shut up. It's time for an emote only because Raven can't fucking focus. Bam. Go to jail. We're only a couple pages left. I just want to get through it. I'm sorry. Okay. To Nebraska, Riley chimes in. The weird thing is, I want to stay. Now that we've gotten here, now that at least one of them knows who I really am, I want to remain a part of this. I want Lana to offer to wake Connor up. I want the four of us to eat cookies until sunrise. Oh, that would be cute. Oh, look at that adorable little face. Oh, okay. Come on, Lana interrupts my thoughts. Nebraska is waiting. You're so right, I say, moving towards the door. Not that way, Lana gestures to the chimney. This is the only way up the roof. I can feel Riley's eyes on me. Although I'm sure there is one somewhere, I can't think of a rational explanation for me to use the door. So I head over to the fireplace. It looks like it's never been used. I lean in and see the chimney isn't very wide. I lean back out and make eye contact with Riley. Off you go to bed, I cry. Riley starts to wave. Lana mostly smirks. Safe travels, she says. I don't know what else to do. Oh, no. Oh, hold on. Okay. I don't know what else to do. I crawl up the fireplace. Then I pull myself up into the chimney and count to 200, which is roughly the number of cobwebs I'm surrounded by. For one scary moment, I think my stomach is going to keep me wedged inside, but there is a little room to maneuver. Thankfully, Santa hasn't been having cookies at all the stops. There's dust on my tongue, dust in my eyes. Surely there are better ways to enter and exit a house. Why doesn't Santa just park the goddamn sleigh in the driveway like a normal guest? I hear Lana wish Riley goodnight. I hear both doors close quietly. I pull myself out of the chimney and shake as much dust as possible from my suit, causing a hoarder's snowfall on the carpet. Let Lana explain that one. My work here is done, I think. But the thought feels hollow. I know I can't leave without seeing him. Yeah, how the heck hasn't he woken up? Our boy. That wasn't the plan, but none of this was really the plan. I can't be in his house without letting him know I was here. It will all be unfinished otherwise. The house has retreated into its nighttime breathing of whirs and clicks and groans. I step carefully for a moment, then stop. There is no way that Riley will have fallen asleep by now, and the path to Connor's door leads right past hers. So I stand still and realize how rarely I ever stand still. I have to quell my desire to be participant and recline into the shape of total observer. Okay. My phone is back in the car, the weapon with which I usually kill time. Also, you'd probably be able to try and message Connor, and maybe that would wake him up. I don't know, maybe. If it's not turned off. Unarmed, I look around. The Christmas-lit room appears lonely in its pausing. Something is missing, and I am not that something. There are books on the shelves, but I cannot read what they are. They are a row of shapes leaning. On one shelf, the books are guarded by pairs of small figurines, salt and pepper shakers. Somebody's collection. I let the minutes pass, but by thinking about them, I make them pass slowly. This is not my house, and I am caught in the knowledge that it never will be. I half expect Lana to come back out to tell me to go home. Why are you still here? She'd ask, and the only answer I could give her would be her brother's name. I know he wanted me here, but why did it have to be like this? I want him to introduce me as his boyfriend. I want to be sitting at the dinner table making jokes with Riley and Lana. With Riley that Lana can't help but laugh at, too. I want them to see me holding his hand. I want to be holding his hand. I want him to love me when I'm naughty and when I'm nice. I want. I'm worried about being in love because it involves asking so much. I'm worried that my life will never fit into his, that I will never know him, that he will never know me, that we get to hear the stories but never get to hear the full truth. Ooh, Sniff, stop making my Frau freaking cry. Don't make me bonk you harder. I've already shut everybody up. Don't make me punish you, the specific. Enough, I say to myself. I need to say it out loud because I need to really hear it. I listen for Riley. I listen for Lana. I hope they're not listening for Santa or for me. I make it down the hall. I make it past their doors. Connor's room is in sight. It's only when I am standing in front of it, only when I am about to let myself inside, that I sense there's someone else in the hall with me. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I'm scared. Hold on. Cough and hydrate. Okay. I turn around and see her standing in the doorway. Connor's mother. Her eyes are nearly closed, her hair limp. She's wearing a Tennessee Williams nightgown that makes me feel sad and awkward to see it. It hangs lifeless on her body. Worn too often, too long. I should not be seeing her like this. The deep, dark haze of it. I want to be as much of a ghost to her as she is to me, but there can be no hiding. I'm about to explain. I'm about to tell her the whole thing, but she stops me by speaking first. Where have you been? She asks. I suddenly feel like I could never explain enough. I can never give the right answer. I'm not here, I say. She nods, understanding this. I think there will be more, but there isn't any more. She turns back to her room and closes the door behind her. I know I should not have seen this. Even if she forgets, I will know. And for a moment, I find myself feeling sorry for Santa. I can only imagine what he sees in his trespasses. But of course, those would all be people he doesn't really know. I have to imagine it's less sad with strangers. I am not going to tell Connor any of this. I am just going to say hello and say goodnight. I sneak into his room and close the door with as little sound as possible. I want him to have been awake the whole time, wishing me well. I want him to greet me the moment the coast is clear. But all that welcomes me is the sound of his sleeping. There is enough light coming in from the window that the room is a blue dark shadow. I can see him there in his bed. I can see the rise and fall of his breathing. His phone is on the ground, fallen from his hand. I know it was there in case I needed him. I have never seen him sleeping before. I have never seen him like this, enfolded in an unthreatening somewhere else. My heart is drawn, almost involuntarily, toward him. I see him asleep and feel I could love him for a very long time. But here I am, standing outside of it. Even as I love him, I feel self-conscious. I am the interruption. I am the piece that's not a dream. I am here because I climbed through the chimney instead of knocking on the door. I take off my hat and unstick my beard. I take off my boots and move them aside. I unfasten my stomach and let it fall to the floor. I pull the red curtain from around my body, pull it over my head. I shed the pants, feel the cold air on my legs. I do all this quietly. It's only as I am folding Santa's clothes into a safe red square that I hear Connor say my name. Which is what? We don't get to know our name. Fine. It should be enough as I step over to him and see the welcome in his eyes. It should be enough to see his hair pointing in all different directions and the fact that there are cowboys on his pajama pants. And he is telling me he can't believe he fell asleep. It should be enough that he is beckoning me now. It should be enough to join him in the bed, blanket pulled aside. It should be enough to feel his hand on my shoulder, his lips lightly on my lips. But something is not right. I still feel that in some way I should not be here. Oh, Turtullo. What are you doing? What are you doing? Is it because we are naked? Is it because we, the fake Santa, has stripped down? No. There's no boy thighs there. They're all lady thighs. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, that's what we needed. Okay. I'm an imposter, I whisper. Yes, he whispers back, but you're the right imposter. Without my Santa suit, I am shivering. Without my Santa suit, I am just me, and I am in his house after midnight on Christmas Day. Without my Santa suit, I am real, and I want this to be reality. I want this to be the way things are, or at least how they will be. Connor feels me shiver. Without a word, he wraps the blanket around us, our home within his home, our world within this world. Outside there may be reindeer that fly across the moon. Outside there may be questions with the wrong answers and lies that are better to tell. Outside it may be cold, but I am here. I am here, and he is here, and everything I need to know is that I will hold him, and he will hold me until I am warm again. Until I know I belong. The end. So I get the feeling little Lana is like, I want my dad. And then Mama there also feeling very abandoned, thus feeling tranked up and all the, she'll probably forget this comments. But the parts where I'm an imposter and the allusion to sneaking around, I don't think Connor is out to his mom, or his mom isn't very nice about it. I think, I don't know. It just felt like that's maybe it, so that's sad, but none of it was said, like, plainly, and we never learned our own name, which was unfortunate. Our next story, though, someone said, bring Krampus, because she was being all mean, is Krampuslauf by Holly Black. So, Krampus will be coming up in the next one. This is time for the trigger breaks, though, and we've got a ridiculous trigger word that's full of emotes, so it's very hard to read. But we're gonna try. So yeah. Let me work on this. Charge! No, get out of here. You're not getting anywhere near him, like you little shit. Oh yes. Okay. Okay. I have the trigger word. Let's go. There was once a gentleman Frau who witnessed the murder of his best friend. Cry, Frau, murder, Frau, concern, Frau. The gentleman Frau then went on to find the killer frog, but he found it quite troublesome and fell into Hydrate Frog. What an interesting message. I don't understand. I don't know where he found it quite troublesome and fell into drinks water. I don't know what's happening. Alright. Okay. We're gonna say that one's done. And then we have Scissor Snips and Keys and Kalimba. All great. Thank you for those, Tom Withy Window. And Turt is special water. Ooh, was it not water at all? What kind of... It was a blue or clear liquid based on the little emote, so... Blue curacao? Okay. Skizzers. Let's do skizzers. Yeah. Alright. And then we'll do keys, and then we'll do kalimba. Whoop, whoop, whoop. But alright. Scissor snips. Here we go. There we go. There was our skitters. Good old whiskey. If you mean the special water was whiskey, that hydrate emote did not look like whiskey. It was blue. Why is it blue? Also, that's a very cute little dad. That's so cute. And that Santa threatening is awesome. Oh my gosh. That was from Violet? Oh my gosh. Well, I'm not sure I'll get this name right. Sekiro makes All Souls games a walk in the park. I hate Millennia. I hope she never gets to eat chicken wings. Why are we being mean to these people? I hope they deserve it. I know none of this, and yet I said mean things about them. Don't make me say mean things. Okay, you say they deserve it. Alright. Alright, we're gonna do keys now. And then we'll do kalimba. Here we go. Where'd you go, keys? I got distracted. I'm looking at the book. Okay, yeah. This is gonna be a longer one, but I'm excited. Okay, keys. There's the keys. Millennium took my chair, so you can make me lose my mind. Just because somebody took your chair doesn't mean you need to say so many weird, mean things. Never enjoyed chicken wings? That's what you said? I feel like that's a little harsh. For took a chair. Is it a special chair? Okay, keys time. Here we go. There's our keys. You see that the forks name isn't there? I'm pretty sure. I mean, sure it was. They said on this section. Tuning forks is here on this section. Maybe I'll have to do it like there's actually 2 places that you can adjust that stuff. Oh. Hello. Okay. Maybe it's somewhere in here. Gonna make me just get distracted. She lost an Elden Ring. I lost my mind. It did. Taking over his chair released so much rage. Oh. Yes. No good. Right. No. Powers and channel points. Manage power-ups and channel points. Raven does all the clickies through Twitch. And I'm looking. What? What the hell is it? Ignore that bit, Raven. It's irrelevant. Scroll. Aha! It was turn it off. I have turned it back on. Magic. It should be there now. Or it will when I, like, hit save or something. Is that what I need to do? No, it should work. Reload it. See if it works. If it still don't work, get over it. Oh yeah, there you go, Dirt. Okay. Back for a bit. I gotta get some sleep that I didn't get yesterday. Yes, please do get more sleep this time. Since then I beat her up to 3 difficulty with just a whip. Ooh. You beat her with a whip. I cannot condone, but then it's video game and I can condone. It sounds very bad. The wording. But okay. Alright, kalimba and then tuning forks. I just have the one in the one setting, so I should probably change that to tuning fork. But it's what I got now. Okay, kalimba. Get over here. Special little book. We're gonna try the festive times again, because I didn't do terribly good before. Let's look at the other ones. I do not know any of those songs. Okay. It's pretty much just this page. We got Jingle Bells and then we got Ode to Joy. So you've made a milkshake. You'll have all the boys in your yard. Good night, Wally. Good night. It was cookies and cream. Mask, don't make me so jealous. You're gonna get a raven in your yard. Whoa, cool! I'm in your yard. Get out of my yard. I'm just also here with the boys. We all like milkshakes. Everybody else like spawned in, and then I like went through the gate. Dawn and Lahong were like, "Oops, I'm here," and then I'm like, "Hello, can I?" Oh, I like it. Okay. Okay, let's do Kalimba. Okay, I have to change the thingy. Let's do no. Hey, Kalimba. I own a musket for home defense. Get down, everybody. He's got a gun. Oh wait, I got it. I can soothe him with my terrible kalimba playing. I'll save us, boys. Okay, here we go. Big, you know, insult one of it. Aw, okay, I'll be nicer to myself. I'll try. But I did just have like a 3-second break between two notes that absolutely did not warrant it, so. Okay, I'll try again. Here we go. No, wait. Oh, I missed it. Okay. I feel like that's wrong. That little bit. You get a lot of the first chunk quite well, and then it's like, I don't know. Hee, I wasn't kicked out of the yard. I have one at the infiltration. You weren't invited. That means you were kicked out by default. Mask, just have a boy party is fine. We'll hang up. It's the season's greetings, holidays. No, I've got music. You just have a backyard party, and everyone's frozen because it's winter. Okay, well it's technically not winter yet because the solstice hasn't come around. But anyway, bring. Okay. Okay. Like, oh, no, yeah, that's it. Back up. Okay. Oh. That last one didn't. It sounded like I slammed the lid of a piano down. Oops. You make winter? You make winter? Are you Jack Frost? New reveal. The goose. I hate holidays. Oh, we got a Scrooge. Bonk and attack the Scrooge. Get him. Okay. I'm going to steal Christmas and also Hanukkah. Is Kwanzaa safe? What kind of milkshake? Cookies and creme? Ew. No, it's good, not ew. You know what? As long as it means you're not in my yard, that's okay. I'm in yard? Yeah. The boys didn't have a choice. They were just in the yard. I was there because I chose. I hate holiday as well. I'm not a Scrooge. I'm a Grinch. Yes, Kwanzaa is safe. Okay. I just noticed I was a top fan on your Twitch channel recap. Yes, you were. I put that up so that I could thank all the top fans. But You're all still important. Oh yeah, in the Discord. Kind of felt like the Batman. I don't know. But where is it? My my biggest fans. I'll call y'all out because I think it's fun. No, why have you taken me somewhere else? Stop doing that. Get back. We have Dumda, Turt, Adon, Cage, Lahonk, Fet, Divad, Frigid, and DJ. That's the top 9. They don't give top 10 because I guess it looks cool that way. You're in the top. Let's go. Yeah, Mask, you wasn't. Aww. You didn't make it. Not on there, Pudgy, unfortunate. I know. It only gives a top 9. Any one of you could have the 10th spot. I really wouldn't know. I don't know. It's unclear. It's time to pass my sword to Lahong. No! We cannot trust him with a sword. And access to helping out Emerald Lake? God, no. Lahong cannot do sword. No. Honk doesn't have hands. Honk has wings. Can't do sword. Doesn't have them. Apparently I gave 649 subs, which was eye-opening. That is a lot of subs. Oh my gosh. Hi Fudgy though. Hello. You're not unworthy at all. Re-suggest. Take my sword and trade it for a frog? No. Congrats all y'all for getting top. Yes. Time zone rune. Yeah, that's the only reasons. But he still got up there. Oh, the piano time emote. That one's cute, Tom. Okay. Sorry, I'm scrolling. Whenever I'm like focused on book or on Kalimba, I do not see the freaking text. Yeah. Holy moly. Yeah. Credit card has been put in timeout. Very fair. How much you gave to my throne included? Yeah. give timeout. When I think of Lahong, I think of a cute, small, angry frog. Aww. It's actually a goose, but also frog. Use both. Okay, thank you, Renerick, for hydrate and posture check and stretch. So let's do that. Boop, 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 3. Okay. Scared of geese? They can be mean. Not a bad fear to have. Not unfounded. I'm gonna do another song, and then we're gonna move on to the tuning fork, which was new. Pudgy, I gave this little announcement, and a few of you also weren't here for it. I had a very sweet message from an author of one of the SCPs we've read that thanked me for reading it and thanked me for how I read it, and it was very sweet. They were adorable. And then I go and check my throne, and they've given me a gift. And they sent me the tuning forks and said another sweet little thank you. And I thankfully, because like when they sent the message to us on the Discord, then they dipped, they ran away. And so then I was like, oh no, wait, please let me tell you how much like you were so, it was great. Thank you for saying this. You made our day, me and all the mods. It was very sweet. And so yeah, we have tuning fork from them, and I got to say thank you back. It was so sweet. But yeah, so we have tuning fork, and that'll be up next. That's our next redeem. But I'm gonna do another song real quick. Yeah, let's go with this. Okay. No, my brain. I gotta shift gears from other stuff. Okay. Don't believe, but I got lost. Hi, Gary. no. Oh my gosh. Back up. Okay. Can we do something that won't get pushed till later? Yes, Gary, we're doing it right now. I'll do it right after Tuning Forks. I'm just gonna do this song and I'll go. Anyway, if I just went on, so I had to pause, Gary. Oh, okay. Say hi to Vi for me. Mm-mm. Well, there's our little kalimba. And next is Tuning Forks, but because it's a trigger word, I will of course do that. Gary-san. G-A-R-Y-S-A-N. Gary-san. I hope you like that. I did it like a freaking spelling bee, where you say the full thing, then you say the spell, and then you say it again at the end. I hope that's okay. Someone tell me correct if I spelled it right. We went very spelling bee there. Happy to do that one. And now, Tuning Forks. Yay! Thank you. In the spelling bee, you just, you say correct or incorrect, and then you got the points and you move on. So, like, you just say correct, and I'm like, ha, I did it. I don't know. Okay, Tuning Fork. Yes, 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 yes. And if you want the whisper for that as well, you can do the whisper ones for name spell. What's the question? What question? Here we go. Since Turt is gone, can I make a suggestion? No, we can't eat Turt for dinner. Thank you. We're not doing cannibalism. Thank you. Goodbye. None of that. I just realized I've been on Twitch for a year now. Started using it December last year when Undertale Yellow released. Wow! You're older on Twitch than me. Most of you guys are. But yeah, I'm almost here a year. Happy anniversary to Mask, I guess, on Twitch. Just a nibble? No! Stop trying to eat each other! Okay, tuning fork time. Now, I ain't done much tuna forking. I ain't done much forking. Adon's younger than me on Twitch. Wow. I feel old. Okay, here is tuna fork. Here we go, here we go. I am no grandma. The honk got going in there and geek no. Okay. surprised that I'm here so long. I just mean that I'm surprised. I mean, like, I didn't. It's been almost a year. Holy crap. Time flew. That feels impossible. That's what I meant. Okay, don't make me bonk you, Dawn. I'm not over. Yeah, I have some fucking cookies. I like snickerdoodles. I made chocolate chip, but I like snickerdoodles. Okay, more tuna fork. Focus. I just want to do the wibble. Just once. I'm sorry, I don't mean to scare you. Oops. Hi, Annie. Why do you look like your puddle? Oh, because I'm cute. Oh. Oh, you're cute. Okay. There was our tuning fork. So fun of you. Alright. Yeah, the Auntie Raven is a fun one. I like that we landed on that. I feel like I am very Auntie energy. Just gotta get a little older. Find someone to be an Auntie to, maybe directly, but this works. Yes, thank you for giving out the shout out. Yeah. Now we've got our Annie. Gotta do a shout out. Okay. Well, that was our last trigger in the lineup for now. I think we're gonna jump into the next story. And it is a little bit of a longer one, so we might have to break it in half. And I'm definitely going to Prima Raven. We're like, okay. But we're gonna run an ad really quick, like, just 'cause it will be a while. So, I'm sorry. Ad time. I know it sucks. But okay, here's 1 minute ad, and then none more of that for a couple hours. So it'll be fine. Okay, here's an ad. I'm gonna fix this up. That's copyrighted. Shut up. But I can't help it. Okay. And this is Holly Black. Right? Double check, triple check. Yeah, Holly Black. Krampuslauf. Rip the Void. Yeah. Hey. I think I was still safe, but half the mod. Hey, it was only a couple of seconds. It'll be fine. It's important for me to test these things out anyway. Okay. The only mute I've gotten so far was on Oxenfree. That's the only mute I've gotten from Twitch. And, like, the music was only mad this last time. Previously, they were fine with it. And I'm like, wow, seriously, Twitch? Wow. And the YouTube, it's been tricky in weird places. At one point, I was doing Kalimba. The Brahms Lullaby. Yeah, Oxenfree. I was doing the Brahms Lullaby, and there was somebody that had a copyright that just said lullaby, and I'm like, bitch, don't you try and tell me that you're freaking... No. You did not own that. Do not make me hurt you. I gave them such a sassy report of it, like, oh, hell no. And they took it back. Raven? Yes. Oh, I'm not really a raven. Do they own every lullaby? They do not. That's the whole point. It's free. Don't make me fight you. Yeah, they just said lullaby. And it wasn't even... They always only flag like a little piece of a song when it's one of those, because they don't actually own it. It's just so nonsense. No person who was doing Kalimba Minecraft and it got copyrighted for something else. Yeah, like these... One of these shitty things in the world where people are overly greedy and then just try and yoink stuff, and it's like, get out. I'm just trying to do art and you think you own this art that is very obviously public domain, free to use. Don't make me hurt you. Or at least in the fair use laws where it's like I just did, where it was like 2 seconds of the thing. I referenced it and I shut up. Come on. Or parody. Oh, let us play our kalimba and slay, girly pop. Thank you. I like that little sleigh guy. He's so cute. Okay, where the fuck was I? Story time. That's where we were at. Oh no. Okay. We are at the next story. And I need to send the illustration. Meep meep. So the next one is Krampuslauf. And that image is just booze and some like sheep, ram, devil horns on a headband. I only say devil because it's like it feels Krampus. He's supposed to have horns too, I think. He's horny. He. Knowing Holly Black, this is very much a kissy book moment, I think. So get ready for that. This is gonna be a fun one, I think. If you don't recognize the name, it's a book talk. It's a book talk person. You know where this is going, or you know where this has been. The Hungarian one that steals feet. Oh. Yeah, please don't steal feet. We don't need that. Okay. Here we go. Fairmont's second annual Krampuslauf felt a little bit like a parade and a lot like a zombie crawl, except instead of the undead, we were dressed up like St. Nick's creepy buddy, the Krampus. Fairmont wasn't a place where we'd usually spend the afternoon. It was full of overpriced boutiques, overpriced coffee, and Mossley Academy, which was full of overpriced assholes. Ooh, get 'em. Okay. Everything wrong with the Fairmont was exemplified in the Krampuslauf. It was for charity and came with free hot chocolate. They had turned the whole thing into something completely against the true spirit of Krampusnacht, the night of Krampus. Fortunate thing about music copyright on YouTube is that if someone doesn't officially claim ownership of a song, then people can make covers or remixes of a song. They can claim ownership of it. When that happens, YouTube will hear the original song and copyright it on behalf of the remix. Yeah. Because the system thinks it's the remix. But the people that claim that they copyright, and a lot of the times I've seen it though, it's not because somebody made a remix. It's because someone has claimed Lullaby. And it flags, you do not fucking own Brahms' Lullaby, my guy. No. Are you Brahm? No. So shut up. But I guess the remixes can do all that too. Anyway, okay. Right, we're going against proper, true, spoopy, Krampusnacht energy. Which ought to be about scaring the living shit out of people, running around with torches and whips, and screaming in the faces of crying children so they'd be good, for goodness sake. Not hot chocolate, not charity. The Fairmont Krampuslauf was exactly the kind of thing that rich people like Roth did. They took something awesome and sanitized it until it became something god-awful. Yeah. Ugh. Mask, you're making me sad, but it's true. Okay, focus on the story. It's gonna be fun. Okay. Despite how Roth thought all Penny's friends were ignorant, scum-sucking dirtbags because they went to an overcrowded public high school, I was smart enough to research Krampus. He's an interesting guy, the son of Hell in Norse mythology. Older than the devil, too, so if they seem alike, it's because the devil bit Krampus' style. I bet Roth doesn't know any of that. I bet Roth just likes him because he looks cool. Oh no, you're okay, Mask. We got a book to distract with. It's all good. I had hoped Penny would realize me and her, and definitely Wren, didn't belong. And then we would go home or maybe do some holiday shopping at the good mall since we'd driven all the way over, but of course Penny didn't. She craned her neck looking for Roth and his other girlfriend, the one who was rich and went to Mossley Academy and who Penny didn't want to believe actually existed. Okay, so what I'm getting is we are us, and we are like actually into Norse mythology and Krampus and stuff. But there's these rich people at this school that we don't go to. And our friend Penny is in love with this douchebag here, Roth, that goes there, who has a girlfriend, but Penny's kind of, Delulu, likes Roth. And we also seem to have a friend, Wren, W-R-E-N, that is also on our side. And we should believe the three of us, but I guess we're here. Krampus will distract us. Be eating kids. Yeah, it's a good distraction. Penny was smart. She'd be a pound? Huh? What? Okay. So we're looking for that. This is a perfect chance to find out, she'd said when she'd explained to me about the flyer she'd seen in Roth's room with the date circled in Sharpie. Penny and pound. I'm lost about the penny bit. I was sure it was a pound versus pound. Yeah, but I just don't get it. My brain's not on that. I'm sure that it was a good bit, but I'm being stupid about it right now. It's all good. Oh. But you were the ones that have Penny first. It's 1P. You had Penny first. Yeah. I'm like, don't make it about... You had it first. What the fuck? It's weird. Tuppence, because it's 2 pennies. 2 pence. It's pence, and we started calling them pennies as a bit, and then the US were like, actually, that'll be the official name of our coin. It'll be penny, and then they don't say penny anymore, they just say pence. It was them first. There's a lot of things like that went that way. Okay. What the heck, Raven? We're focusing. It was a good bit. I missed it. I'm dumb for half a second, but we're back. Okay. We're looking for... Yes, this is a perfect chance to find out, she'd said when she'd explained to me about the flyer she'd seen in Roth's room with the date circled in Sharpie, which says that Penny hangs out with Roth, so Roth is probably a straight-up two-timer, the little shit. And I don't know why, but we're in disguise at this thing to try and suss out if he does have a girlfriend, maybe? I don't know. But okay. That part was fun. We made horns out of paper mache, ripping up old newspapers and mixing them with flour and water. The resulting gooey slop had stuck in our hair, clumped on our clothes, and made 6 sweet-looking horns. Pennies were the sharp, spiky kind that stuck up from the forehead. Wren's were the curved kind that formed a part of a spiral, like a ram, and mine were the kind that shot straight back over my head. We painted them silver, tipped with red, and raided our closets for demonic clothes. I found my grandmother's weird, old, shaggy fur cape. Wren has some crazy spiked shoes that don't have heels and look like hooves. Cool. And Penny has a red thrift store Venetian mask with a long phallic nose to keep Roth from recognizing her. I thought we looked pretty damn festive. Yeah, for a Krampusnacht, you did good. Okay, it breaks, it picks up. When I was a kid, I didn't understand that Santa's elves weren't the kind from storybooks. I thought his toy shop was staffed with fauns and boggarts, sprites and trolls, goblins and pixies. Before Mom left, when I made lists to give Santa, they were always full of magical things. I wanted a cloak that could make me fly. I wanted a tiny doll no bigger than my finger and as perfectly jointed as a living person. After Mom left, I wanted crystal balls with which to scry my mother in magical chalk that could draw me a doorway to her, and magical potion I could make her drink that would make her care about us. Ooh. Ooh. Mom left. Ooh. Mask. Very cute. Very cute. Okay. Finally, someone explained to me that Santa's elves weren't those kind of elves, and the list was just so Dad and Grandma didn't have to think too hard about what to buy for me. After that, I started putting normal stuff on it, like skinny jeans and new sneakers. It picks up again with, we lined up in front of a desk where a nice lady let us write down our names. I could tell she wasn't really impressed with our costumes. Season's beatings, yelled one guy in a green fursuit with horns crafted out of red solo cups and painted black. He wore colored contacts that turned his eyes yellow and saluted us with hot chocolate swishing back and forth in a massive earthenware goblet. Maybe some of these folks knew how to scare people after all. Ren and Penelope and I all got numbers that the registration lady called race bibs that we were supposed to safely pin to our clothes. Why? Okay. Once we managed that, we waded into the fray. There he is, Penny said, pointing over to the chocolate line. Roth was standing in a group of prep school Krampuses. 3 girls in short, tight red satin skirts with plastic horns from the costume store, big, glittery fake lashes, and high heels. 2 boys with Krampus masks pushed up onto their heads so they could drink from the white styrofoam cups. They looked clean and mint in box the way rich kids somehow managed, like the blonde girl Roth had his arm around. My hair is blonde too, but that's because I bleach it with stuff from the beauty supply store. Her hair grew from her head bright as spun white gold. Hey, we don't need to say that blonde equals rich. That's not quite true. I don't know why we're kind of making, the way that they're writing this kind of is making that connection. I'm like, ain't wrong. But okay. Okay, but this is his girlfriend, I guess. So here we go. Confirmation, she exists. That's his girlfriend? Ren frowned. You could totally take her. I'm not going to fight some girl from Mossley. Penny's curly black hair was a gorgeous nimbus around her face, and the carnival mask made her dangerous looking, but her black lipstick mouth trembled like she was about to cry. Oh, honey. She doesn't even know about me. She probably thinks she's his real girlfriend. She probably was his real girlfriend. The one he told his parents about. The one he took to dances and out for pizza and to places that weren't the backseat of his car or Penelope's bedroom. Penny had clearly not wanted to believe the girl existed, somehow convincing herself that we were dressing up and coming all this way to prove an unprovable negative. Hello, Natsu. I guess I should call you Alpha 1 now. Feels funny. But hi. Okay. So, yeah, Penny, he's a 2-time piece of shit. Why do we care about him? Okay. Ren shrugged. I'm just saying. Ren had been more or less raised by her grandparents, on whose fold-out couch she slept. They taught her to skin squirrels, knee guys hard enough to rupture their testicles, and roll cigarettes as tight as ones in the store. She had no patience with the rest of us. Well, good for you, Ren. Kick ass. Let's go get hot chocolate, I told them. My job was to be the negotiator and sometimes the tiebreaker, an ambassador to both their nations. In return, they didn't call me crazy when I dreamed up stuff like papier-mâché horns, so even though I sometimes wanted to quit that job, I never would. Okay, we'll call you Natsu still. Alright. No, Penny said with a little sob. I don't want him to see us. What if he recognizes me? Ruptured tentacles? No, ruptured testicles. Kick-ass little Ren. Okay. But, what if he recognizes me? Ren grabbed her arm. Then either he'll introduce you to his friends or he'll stand there awkwardly until his friends introduce themselves to us. Either way, he's busted. This is what you came for. Penny wilted, even though she'd come up with this plan herself. You little shit, I just looked up. OBS. I see this. I see my Wi-Fi dipping around and stalling. Piece of shit, little thing. How dare you. Get your act together. My freaking Wi-Fi. I'm not doing so well. I lost control of my emotions. Oh, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, and I worry you maybe won't hear this. I'm sorry. Let's give hugs from us. Send some little love frogs. It's 4 a.m. I gotta sleep. Oh yes, go eat, Adon. I did tell you can stop in. Do not take too long here. Go get your sleep. I was glad we had you for as long as we did, but please go get your sleep. And Natsu, please let's send some loves. Oh, good little tuck from Vet. Hugs from everybody else. Look at these little hugs. That's a cute. It's a boyfriend hug. And then there's those two, of course. And that's someone is that like a little will-o'-the-wisp? Is that what that hug is? That's so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay. Adjust. There's your hugs. Okay. I'm going to keep reading. I hope we are feeling good. And Adon, because you are headed out, I think I will quickly interrupt. This is not normal, but it's because you're headed out. Chicken wings for those who knows, and honking geese where the river flows. Feathers ruffle, the gosling cries, secrets linger where the wild goose flies. That's a cute one. Tuck that away. It feels like one stanza in a long little, like, epic poem about the goose or the enchanted forest and all that. I like it. Tuck that one away. I'll copy it and paste it again so that you have it. Yeah. Go away. There you go. Use that one. Okay. Queen. Thank you. Alright. Alright. Ren is giving Penny some shit. Here we go. This is what you came for. Penny wilted. Even though she'd come up with this plan herself. That's why Ren and I were along, to force her to go through with her own scheme. As we waded through the crowd toward Roth, a guy passed me. He was wearing an amazing outfit, the best I'd seen. He had on fur leggings tight to his calves, tapering to the most amazing hooves, so good that they didn't look like a costume. We're gonna find out that this guy is real. He's really a Krampus. Oh, and that's probably our love interest, because this is a kissy book. It is. We're gonna have that. I'm excited. I knew as I said, when I saw Krampuslauf and Holly Black, we're gonna have some fairy. Yep. Okay. They were so good they didn't look like a costume. A black utilikilt covered his waist, so the transition between fur and flesh was hidden, and despite the cold, his very fine chest, was bare. Ooh. He had big, beautiful horns like those of a springbok rising up from his head. They were so real that I figured they were either resin molds or actual horns that he'd managed to attach to some kind of hidden hairband. His tanned skin was smeared with a deep gold of old mirrors, and his eyes were lined with black coal. "You look awesome," I called to him, because he really did. If all Krampuses looked like him, naughtiness would rule. He turned and gave me a mischievous, toe-curling smile. It was like he'd stepped out of a different, better story than I knew. Not the one that Roth was in, born to be a rich jerk and to reap the rewards of never rising above that. Not the kind Penny and Ren and I were in either, where we had to be realistic all the time, whatever that meant. No, the boy with the goat legs seemed to distort reality a little in an absolutely fantastic ways. Ren had to drag me away. I grinned on as Penny and I were hauled to the hot chocolate line. "You guys are the worst," Penny said in a muffled voice. "You mean the best," Ren told her, then elbowed me in the side. "Hey!" I yelled to Roth, waving. I wasn't sure if that was what I was supposed to do to avoid getting elbowed again, but I figured Ren would be happy with any forward momentum. Penny gave me an evil look, which looked extra evil from behind her mask. For a moment, Roth seemed confused. Then he realized how he knew me, and I saw the beginnings of panic. After months of watching Penny suffer because of him, it was satisfying. "I don't think I know you," he started. "Hi," Ren said to the blonde girl, interrupting him. "You must be Roth's girlfriend. He's told us so much about you, so much. Don't worry, all good stuff." Ooh, Ren. The girl smiled, which was pretty damning. None of the other kids looked at all surprised, like, of course Roth would tell a bunch of people about how cool his girlfriend was. Roth began turning tomato red, shut his mouth, and ground his teeth. I knew Penelope was considering escaping. We were at a run, after all, so if she just ran, it wouldn't look crazy or anything. Oh, they're supposed to run inside the mall? Okay. Wouldn't look crazy or anything. I hoped Ren had a good grip on her. "We're having an absolutely brutal New Year's party," Ren continued, "and this was why you shouldn't bring Ren to things if you didn't want chaos. She loved chaos above all other things. You should come. Roth knows how hard we go. I guarantee you'd have a good time. Right, Roth?" Roth stammered something affirmative. He knew he couldn't afford to piss us off. Call us scum-sucking dirtbags now, I thought. Double dog dare you. There was just one problem. We hadn't been planning on having a New Year's party. The last party I remember one of us having involved birthday cake, candles, and a slip and slide. The blonde looked intrigued, though. We were townies, and to her that meant we had drugs and booze and enough space to party without getting in trouble. The first one was silly because, sure, we could get drugs. Anyone could if they had the cash and the hookup, but at Mossley, dealers stopped by and delivered drugs straight to their door. She was right about the other two, though. We had booze because we had older siblings and cousins who would buy it for us, and liquor cabinets in our houses that our parents never bothered to lock, and because, compared to drugs, booze was dirt cheap. And we had freedom. We could stay out all night for the price of a sloppy lie. No one was concerned about where we were for hours at a time, and sometimes a lot longer than that. Theoretically, all of the Mossley students went home for winter break, but most of them drifted back the first week of January. After all, they spent most of the year here. Who did they know at home? "Okay, yeah," the girl said, looking from her friends to Roth, to me and Penny and Ren, and smiling her oblivious smile. "That sounds like fun." The story breaks and it picks up. My dad was fond of bringing home stuff he thought was still usable. Slightly moldering books, I don't know, from the local college, damaged sports equipment, and used furniture he spotted leaning against dumpsters. He was responsible for the book that confused me about the fairies, and also got me to leave milk curdling in the sun outside Grandma's trailer in the hopes of attracting a brownie to clean my room. And there was another book with devil stories. The devil stories were a lot like the fairy stories. The devil, always a trickster, always seemed up for a good time, and was usually defeated in the end. In the stories where he prevailed and dragged a soul down to hell, the person usually deserved it. He punished the naughty and rewarded the nice, just like someone else who wore a lot of red. Scramble the letters in Santa and you get Satan. It turned out Roth's girlfriend was named Silky. It turned out Roth's girlfriend's name was Silke, which seemed completely improbable, but apparently was the kind of Nordic name that went with naturally ice blonde hair and swimming pool blue eyes. Ren plugged her number into my cell. Roth watched Penny like she was a dangerous animal who might suddenly bite him. I wish she would. Behind her mask, Penny was probably red-nosed and blotchy from crying, but from the outside at least, she looked like an avenging devil. Roth was right to be afraid. Then Ren gave an address for this New Year's party. My dead grandmother's not-as-yet-sold trailer. "Ren," I said, trying to inject myself into the process, but Ren kept talking until it became too late to stop her. Which was, I reminded myself, the problem with Ren's brand of chaos. She was always making the trouble the rest of us had to wriggle out of. I had no idea what she was thinking. How would this help Penny? I couldn't picture anyone from Mossley at a trailer park, no less Roth and his friends. I was sure that was part of what Wren thought would be awesome about it, imagining Silke's distress as she wobbled around the pickup trucks and plastic reindeer in high heels. Roth on her arm and Grandma's trailer wasn't a bad spot for a party per se. I could volunteer to clear it out, a job that my dad had been avoiding. It might be fun to have a party. But not a party with Roth and the kids from Mossley. Not a party that we couldn't even pretend was cool because they'd be there reminding us that it sucked. I glared at her. Wren's grin only got wider. You can invite him too. She turned and pointed. When I pivoted, I realized she was talking about the hot Krampus boy I'd called to earlier who was behind us in line, close enough to have heard her. My cheeks scorched, and I probably looked as ridiculous and sputtering as Roth had. The bare-chested, gold-streaked Krampus tipped his head toward us in acknowledgement of being noticed. Oh, thank you for the follow. Should I say Dirtalk VT or D3R Talk? Dirtalk. I assume Dirtalk. Here is your Dancy. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. That's our little tradition, to drop a dance when we get a new follower, so you can go ahead and dance. Hold on one second. Where was I? Okay. He had, the other guy was there and we asked, want to come to a New Year's party? I called to him in an act of uncharacteristic daring. It was only November 5th, officially Krampusnacht, so it was remotely possible he hadn't firmed up plans. That is quite a ways from New Year's. He's got plenty of time there. Nice frog dance time. Okay. It would be my pleasure, he said in a voice that shivered down my spine, a voice that seemed to come from a reality that had gotten a little bent. Bring all your friends, Penny said with a vengeful smile in my direction, as though messing with Roth at the Krampuslauf was our fault and not her idea, as though maybe there was something wrong with a hot Krampus boy bringing his friends to a party in a trailer park, as though I had something to be ashamed of. A few minutes later, we got our steaming styrofoam cups of marshmallow-strewn chocolate and started the Krampuslauf, loping along for a half-mile as Penny cursed out us, cursed out Roth, and cursed out love. Then we ditched and headed for the good mall. Story breaks, and it wasn't like I didn't understand about crappy boyfriends. I'd had one, too. His name was Nicandro, and he'd been way too old for me. After we broke up, I was so messed up that instead of dating anyone else, I made up a boyfriend with an equally extravagant name. Joachim? 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 I don't know. Joe. I wrote his name on my notebooks in Sharpie like he was a real person. So yeah, I understood how Penny could pretend that Roth loved her. After all, I'd pretended a whole person into being. If we find out our Krampus boy's name is frickin' Joachim, yikes. Okay. It breaks and picks up. I figured the New Year's party wouldn't turn into a real thing, but I was wrong. The more time passed, the more the idea came alive in my mind. Even though it had started to goad Roth, and maybe even get Silke and him to come, it became more than that. Although it was definitely still that, too. No, they're coming, Pen said, lying on my floor, scrolling through the messages on her phone. Roth swears, and he said that he was sorry about not introducing me to Silke, but he'd just been so surprised to see us. We probably should have told him we were going. So, she's not his girlfriend? Somehow the toad had convinced her not to dump him yet again. Penny sighed, long-sufferingly. Kind of. I mean, I guess he never said we were exclusive. Motherfucker. Dump him. He said you were his girlfriend, Wren said. She sat in front of the pieces of a cracked mirror I'd glued to the wall and ran her fingers over her half-shaved head, checking for 2 long pieces. I guess she's shaving her head right now? Not his only girlfriend, she answered this too quickly, like maybe she was parroting back excuses Roth had given her. Anyway, he promises that he's going to drop her after the holidays, before New Year's Eve. He just doesn't want her to be sad when they go home. Their parents know one another. Wren snorted. Whatever, he's a liar. So, about the party... No one we knew, had the kind of fancy New Year's parties I was imagining. Not like the kind in black and white movies, the kind where people wore long, glittering silver gowns and drank champagne out of coupe glasses and kissed one another at midnight. The kind I was determined to somehow throw, despite our limited resources and even more limited experience. Probably someone has those, Penelope said when I explained my vision. Roth's parents, Red said. State senators, movie stars, people who get cars for Christmas. People who spend Christmas at ski chalets, not us. You can't have one of those parties in a trailer. Sure I can, I said, gripped by compulsion. Sometimes I felt like I was waiting for my life to begin, and more than anything in that moment, I wanted to force some kind of beginning. I wanted things to be different than usual. I wanted to bend reality. Hold on. I wanted to bend reality. Sort of. We all dress up, and we make, like, canapes instead of onion dip. Wren started to laugh. Canapes? What the hell are those? Finger food, I said. Crackers with stuff on them. If you want us to use my dead grandmother's place to throw a party, it has to be the kind where we wear a gown and drink out of real glasses. No plastic cups or bags of chips or ripped t-shirts. It has to be nice, otherwise I'm out. They agreed, which I later realized meant that I not only needed to finagle the keys to the trailer, but that I had to actually throw a party worthy of all my big talking. When I volunteered to clean out Grandma's trailer, Dad looked at me like he could see exactly what I was planning, but he gave me permission all the same. She had a lot of junk, he said from his chair in the front of the television. A crime show was playing, and he had a big cup of tea balanced on his stomach. Some of it was nice, said my stepmother Anne. She was sitting on the couch, our pit bull lady resting her box of a head on Anne's lap. Big old pit bull head. Don't throw out anything nice, okay? We could have a garage sale. You're not going to have a garage sale, Dad snapped at her. It's all just going to rot in our basement. Lady blinked, roused from her lap. She let out a gentle woof of concern. We could get all the good stuff appraised, Anne said. She and Dad had been together too long for her to pay attention to his moods. Sell it online. Oh yeah, and who is going to pack up those boxes? He threw up his hands, making the tea slosh in his cup. Who is going to take them to the post office? It won't be you. And just like that, my party was forgotten. I escaped with the keys and no particular instructions. I went over to the trailer, sat on Grandma's worn velveteen sofa, and schemed. My grandmother had been the kind of lady who loved to drink and smoke and tell stories about being a nurse and the wild times she got up to before she married my grandfather. I hoped that if her spirit watched over the place, she'd be glad to be watching over a party. My dad always said that I was a good kid. Oh yeah, it broke in a pickup at this. My dad always said I was a good kid with a great imagination, but also that I was a little bit of a space cadet. Anne told him he couldn't say stuff like that to me, that it wasn't good for my self-esteem. When he first married her, I wasn't sure how things would be, but she was sweet and normal and not at all like my real mom, who'd been fond of flying into rages and throwing things and who was off somewhere in New Mexico committing credit card fraud. Our first Christmas together, Anne sewed me a tiny doll with jointed cloth limbs and thin embroidery floss for hair. Aww, just like her list. I guess Dad had told her about my old Christmas lists. I didn't let her know, but I teared up when I saw the doll. I was too old for it, but I didn't care. I carried her around in my purse until she got so sticky with Jolly Ranchers and marked up by pens that I hadn't had to retire her to a bookshelf in my room. For a few months after that Christmas, I pretended Anne was my real mother. I guess that's what gave me the idea of pretending about Joe. Okay, and then it breaks and it picks up. No matter where I looked, there were things piled neatly upon piles of other things, deceptively tidy until I started dismantling them. Shoe boxes stacked under the bed, a closet crammed full of clothes, a dresser so full the drawers didn't open, a glass-fronted cabinet piled with 2 sets of dishes and seemingly endless glassware, the ironware bowl she would let me put milk in for the fairies, which she called by the Sicilian name Donas de Fuera, the glass terrarium arranged with succulents, marbles, and a few of my old Star Wars figures, the Santa Claus plate for cookies, dozens of hand towels and napkins and bath towels, boxes of jewelry, boxes of holiday decorations, unlit themed candles from decades back, and dozens upon dozens of ceramic figurines. It was a treasure trove. I found cookbooks from the 60s and 70s with pictures of people in front of trays of crackers or pots of fondue. I found champagne coupes, shot glasses, aperitif glasses, and highballs. I found long, sparkly dresses in silver and pink and gold with shoes to match. I found rhinestone necklaces and even half-full bottle of scotch. Ren came over with her friend Ahmet, and we worked on hauling out stuff we didn't need for the party. I kept all the old photos for Dad, the sets of china and some of the jewelry for Anne, and some of the clothes for me. We took the big wooden cabinet down to a consignment shop and managed to trade it in for more glassware, including a little ice bucket. We threw out loads of slips, towels, and greeting cards. Then I started to really plan. We needed food, we needed booze, we needed music, we needed decor, and we needed guests. We pulled our Christmas cash and I borrowed Dad's Costco card. We bought a whole wheel of brie, a block of cheddar, a bunch of grapes, and tiny individual quiches that cooked in the oven. We also got chips, crackers, hummus, and salsa, and fancy glass bottles of Coke. It wasn't exactly my dream of canapes, but I figured that once it was all arranged on trays surrounded by grapes, it would look pretty nice. It will. It'll be good. Then we arranged for the drinks. Penelope had a cousin we could pay extra to get booze for us. I would make a big vodka punch in Grandma's punch bowl, and then hopefully we could pool our funds and get some bottles of Corbel, a few more of Andre, and a case of super cheap beer. I knew that over at Mossley they probably guzzled capital C champagne, the kind that comes from the Champagne region of France. But no matter how classy I wanted our party to be or how much I read about fancy things, I knew Corbel was stretching the limits of my budget. It would have to do. Ahmet agreed to make a playlist on his phone and had the stuff to run it through Grandma's ancient sound system. Well, good for him. Or, I don't know. Yeah, his phone. We texted our crew from school. Ren even asked a guy she liked from the local coffee shop if he'd come. He said he had another party to go to, but he'd try to stop by. And ever since she'd been trying to play like the possibility wasn't on her mind a lot. Of course she is. For decor, I fished through all the Christmas decorations and picked out the strings of fairy lights. Ren, Penny, and I hung them from the ceiling of the trailer, and from the trees outside, we stuck candles in silver snowflake candle holders, covered the furniture in white sheets, and polished trays until they gleamed. It took a week and a half of work to get the place shipshape. Some nights I would stay overnight at the trailer, stretched out on the scratchy sheets of Grandma's bed, a brightly woven afghan over my feet. I thought maybe I'd dream of her, but instead I dreamed of the gold-smeared Krampus. In my dreams, he flayed off all my skin with his whips, and underneath I was made from pressed glass, like one of Grandma's pretty trays. Ooh. Then the glass cracked and fell, sharp shards of ice melting in the torch fire, and my real self was underneath. A self no one had ever seen before. You created me, he said, eyes bright and hot as coals, but once you create a thing, you can't always control it. He totally is Yo. He totally is Joe, the Joachim. totally is. You created me? That's him. That's him? Okay. I was raw and trembling in front of him. I opened my mouth to speak, to beg him not to hurt me, or maybe to hurt me more. I wasn't sure which. And then woke, sweat cooling on my skin. After that, I tried not to sleep so much. After all, there was lots of work to do. The night before New Year's Eve, I moved on to fixing up the outside of the trailer. I arranged some lawn chairs around an outdoor table and lit some more candles to make a smoking parlor. I hung silver Christmas tree ball ornaments from the trees with fishing wire. Then finally I took a step back and looked around. It was beautiful, glimmering, magical. You has returned, hello. What's with the poem about geese? That was Adon's trigger word, and I wanted him to have that because it felt like, yeah, one stanza of a big epic poem about a goose. I need a second. I need to hydrate and breathe. We still got a good chunk of story left. So I think we're going to do break. We got a lot of work done, is what she's at. She's prepped the trailer, and it looks really cool. So that's where we're going to take our little break. Also, I am certain that Krampus Boy is somehow created by her imagination. That's what we're going to find out. I just know. Anyway, okay. If we have redeems, we'll do like 2. We'll just do a couple while I get some. No, there will not be stream tomorrow. This is our Tuesday. As of lately, I've just been doing Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays, and then I do my best to spend the other days working on other things, but I try to do at least one day working on stream things so that you guys get the extra stuff, or I get things prepared for stream. But yeah. There will be stream on the 15th and the 16th and the 17th, though. And then there won't be stream for a while. But yeah. There you go. Oh, I'll see you next time. It's time to sleep, as I need to wake up in 5 hours. Ooh, yikes. And go bed. Eep well, Hong. Thanks for being here. It's up here now. Go away. Go away. Go sleep. Eat well. Okay. Alright. Here we go. There was none redeems. So we jump straight back in after my little... Okay. It's looking magical. We're real proud. One of the other things my dad had brought back from dumpster diving was occultist Aleister Crowley's book, Magic. Anybody good Omen fan? That's close. I remember his definition of magic vividly. The science and art of causing change to occur in conformity with will. I'd willed this into being. For a moment I felt like a magician. Then my vision shifted. I saw the place as Roth and Silka were going to see it, as the boy in gold with the beautiful, no doubt expensive costume would see it. A sad, ramshackle trailer hung with a bunch of cheap lights. They're not really coming, I said. You know that, right? What? Wren sat in the open doorway, trying to fit into a pair of narrow silver shoes that she'd borrowed from Penelope. She never wore heels. The Mosley kids, Roth, Silka. Why would he let his friends come when he knows having 2 girlfriends at the same party is a recipe for disaster? He wouldn't. And why would Silky come to a trailer park? What if no one else comes either? What if it's just us at this party? Then we get loaded, Wren said. Really, really, really loaded. Thank you, Wren. This is the energy we need. I sighed, slumping in a lawn chair. and eat all those little quiches by ourselves and cry. Ren and I have been friends for years, since we'd met at the muddy pond the town called a swimming pool. She was trying to drown a boy she liked and got in trouble with his mother. Don't hurt the people you like. Don't do that. That's not gonna work. Oh no, Red. I hope you've grown past that. Okay. Which pretty much set a precedent. Yep. One of us would get in boy trouble and the other two had to bail her out. Yep. Even though Penny and I had known each other longer, Ren was the one who knew my dumbest secret. After Ren found out about my fake boyfriend, I'd had to have a fake breakup with fake texts and everything so Penny didn't guess. If they'd both known, we would all have had to talk about it. It was too bad. My fake boyfriend was the best boyfriend I'd never had. Story breaks. It picks up with Joachim. I'm just gonna call him Joe. Whenever I say Joe, it's the longer name. I'm not sure about the pronunciation, and I feel like I can't decide. So he's Joe. It was a name I'd found on a website that I'd stumbled across when I was looking up the meaning of my own name. It stuck in my head until it came blurting out of my mouth as a boy I really liked, a boy who never existed. After that, I just embroidered the lie. I made up details about his life, about how we met online, and how we had plans for him to come up that summer. I sent myself long emails full of things we would do in the future, nicknames for one another, and lines copied from favorite movies and books, and then showed off those emails like they were real. I made him into the person who truly understood me, and weirdly, sometimes he seemed to understand me better than I understood myself. With my fingers, he wrote that all I needed was to believe that the world wasn't one way, that it was big enough to contain a lot of different stories in it, big enough to be unpredictable, but I wasn't sure how to believe him. I knew it was only me talking. After I'd been found out and broke up with Joe, I cried into my pillow for so long that my face was swollen and puffy at school the next day. Penny snuck out during lunch and came back with a mocha frappuccino of sympathy. Ren, knowing that both the breakup and the boyfriend were fake, spent the day marveling and being creeped out by my acting prowess. A couple of nights later, when I couldn't sleep, I went outside and sat on the stairs in front of my house, looking up at the glow of streetlights buzzing with moths and feeling the shiver of the wind. I wished that the stars, or Santa's elves, or Satan himself would bring me someone like Joe, or at least give me some kind of sign that the world was big enough and unpredictable enough to contain someone like him. Then I'd be as good or bad as I needed to be to deserve it. Yep, Mask, it was mocha frap. Well, my voice sounds fried. It doesn't feel bad, but it sounds really weird. I can hear it. Okay. It breaks and it picks up. Let's text Silke, Ren said, pulling out her phone. A few minutes later, she was grinning. What? You were totally right. He told his friends the party was off, but I told her that Roth was a piece of shit who was cheating on her and that she should come anyway. I told her we could prove it. You didn't, I said. She cursed me out, too. She raised both her eyebrows. But if she comes, we give her details. I groaned. Penny will never forgive us. Ren cut me off. If we want Penn to dump Roth, we're going to have to prove to Penn that he's a rat. Now we just have to prove it to Silke, too. There's nothing we can do about the way she feels. We're her friends. Our job is to roll our eyes and stand by her, right? Well, I have a plan, Ren said, looking at me like I was a little slow. I figured we'd get Roth really drunk and confess to being a douche nozzle, and if that didn't work, I thought we'd trap him in the bathroom until he told the truth. I wanted to take the phone out of her hand and see what she'd told Silke and what she'd said back. That's a terrible plan. That may be literally the worst plan you've ever had. Ren shrugged. I just think he would admit stuff eventually, that's all. Although I guess eventually someone else would want to be. Ren seemed to know how things... Oh my gosh. Ren seemed to just know things about people. Often those things turned out to be true.
but I wasn't so sure about her intuition this time. "Anyway," she said, standing up and wobbling in the borrowed heels, "it doesn't matter if he doesn't come. We need a new plan, and that plan should be to get Silka and Pen to compare notes so they see he's been running a game on them." In that moment I wished I could take back the whole party. It had been a ton of work, I was broke, and now I was pretty sure it would be a catastrophe. But all I could do was go home, collapse on my bed, and promise myself that I was never, ever, ever volunteering to throw a party ever again, no matter how much I wished I was the kind of person who ate crudités and canapés. Dad was right. I needed less imagination. Never true. Because at some point, you know, like everyone needs to be. Yeah, I think the point there was like, she's normally pretty smart, but this felt stupid. Okay, the story breaks and it picks up. The next day, I crawled out, took a super hot shower, and got ready for the party. I had borrowed a dress out of Grandma's closet, a floor-length cocktail number in a shimmery silver-black semi-sheer fabric with billowy sleeves, heavy cuffs, and a peekaboo front. I put on my Converse underneath it, since I still had a lot to do. I tried to pin up my hair using a YouTube tutorial, but I rushed my way through and it came out looking not quite right. My smoky eyes looked awesome though, and I did that lipstick thing where you layer powder and pigment so the stuff is supposed to never come off. After that I told my dad I was spending the night at Penelope's and headed out to buy ice to stick in the bathtub to cool the cokes and beer and bottles of champagne, cut up carrots, and make boozy punch. "Call if you need a ride. Annie and I will be up until the ball drops," Dad called after me, putting down a bowl of food for Lady, who was dancing around the kitchen in an eager circle. "I want more time with their dog. He's cute." Nothing got done on time. Even though Ahmet had plugged his phone into the stereo perfectly the last time, it took him an hour to make it happen on New Year's. And that was after he was 3 hours late. Penelope's cousin showed up without the booze, wanting me to make a list of what we needed all over again after demanding an extra $20 for the errand. When Ren came by in sweatpants ready to work, but then needed to take a super long break to get ready, a break that involved Penny doing her hair in Grandma's bathroom, so that neither of them helped me for the better part of 2 hours. After he was done setting up the electronics, Ahmet settled himself on the couch, eating all the crackers and cheese, making me paranoid that we would run out of crackers before the party even started. There was no way that we would ever run out of cheese. By the time the first guest showed up, I was nearly in tears. I greeted Sandy, Jen, and Xavier, pointed to the food, and then walked straight to Grandma's bedroom, in the back, kicking the door closed behind me and throwing myself down on her bed. I still smelled like her. Faded rose perfume, medicine, and dust, as though she'd been drying out and crumbling away instead of dying of cancer. Oh. Ahmet's playlist pounded through the walls, urging me to go back to the party. I didn't go anywhere. A knock sounded on the door. When I didn't see anything, Penny came in carrying 2 glasses of champagne. She was wearing a gold sequin tube dress. Her eyes were magnificent with golden lashes, golden powder, and liquid golden shadow. "Hey," I said, shoving myself up so that my head was resting against the headboard. "Just taking a break." She sat down on the edge of the bed, holding out a coupe glass. "I put vodka in it. It wakes up the champagne." Oh my God. I took a deep swig. The bubbles stung my tongue deliciously. The vodka cut through the cheap sweetness of the Andre. I didn't know if the champagne had woken up, but it woke me up. For the first time that day, I had a giddy feeling of anticipation. The feeling you were supposed to have when you went to a party. The feeling that as the night went on, reality might grow more malleable like taffy, until anything could happen and everything might change. Oh, I need a second. Hold on. Hello again. Okay. Bookmark. Don't fail me now. Okay. It woke me up. For the first time that day, I had a giddy feeling of anticipation. The feeling that you were supposed to have a party, something, everything might change. Thanks, I said. I think our goal should be for you to fall in love tonight, Penny said. Oh, okay. Taking a dainty sip from her own glass. I'm going to find someone for you to fall in love with. Shouldn't I get to pick? I asked her. Fate picks, she told me. Cruel fate. But don't be like me. Don't settle for less. Don't lower your standards. Penny, you can do better yourself. Oh my gosh. You are children's. You are still going to schools. You can absolutely change your minds. What do you mean? I levered up off the bed, draining the glass. Sorry. Coffee? Nothing, Penny said. New year, new me. I'm over it. I'm over him. Yeah, right. I smiled because we'd heard that before. We'd heard it regularly, in fact. New year, new me. She drained her glass, too. You know you made this place awesome, right? This is the first classy New Year's party I've ever been to. You actually did it. So get up and enjoy. Hell yeah. I got up. More people had arrived, all dressed to the nines and bringing offerings. Homemade Skittles vodka in bright colors, a mysterious chocolate pie baked with hash, peach-flavored champagne, pink champagne, and a half-full bottle of bourbon. Girls wore fancy dresses, guys had on shirts that buttoned, a few even with bow ties. Oscar had his pink tomahawk... Great! I pushed letters together. Oscar had his pink mohawk teased up and wore pink shoes to match. I like it, Oscar. Mark had on a leather vest over a crisp white shirt that looked like it might even have been ironed. Ooh. In the candlelight, everything shimmered. Ren was sucking face with a guy from the coffee shop in the kitchen area. All right. Somebody's doing well. Apparently, he decided to forsake his other plans. Well, it sounds good. Everyone seemed to be having a good time, and if I squinted my eyes a little, it was all as beautiful as I imagined. I went over to the bar table and refilled my glass with more vodka and champagne, a smile pulling up in the corners of my face. A few more people from school came in laughing. They brought Prosecco and sparkly party hats. Yay! Everything started blurring together and being awesome. Penny told a filthy story about one of her cousins. Oh no. Mark's boyfriend told us about going out with a guy who had insurance salesman on his online dating profile, but turned out to be a preacher. The preacher tried to make a joke out of it too, claiming that he sold religion and that was a lot like selling insurance. Sleazy dude. I told a story about how one Christmas Eve my aunt got so drunk that she peed the bed, my bed, with me in it. Everyone screamed in horror. Yeah, very fair. We played several rounds of I Never, and when someone said, I never wanted to make out with anyone at this party, lots of people had to take shots. By the time Silka arrived, I decided none of the Mosley kids were coming and felt relieved. Then the door opened and she stepped through, shivering in a short silvery dress, looking completely confused to find herself in a trailer. Behind her was Roth. He had 3 people with him, 2 guys and a pissed-off-looking girl. Everyone but the girl looked drunk. Pissed-off girl is mad because she's not drunk. She's your DD, and it's not her favorite time. This is all my theory. Okay, you call this a party? Roth slurred, eyes bright and hair messy. His cheeks were pinked by the cold and manic cheer. Who the hell are you? Mark demanded, crossing the floor. Mark was a big guy with long hair, the fuzzy beginnings of a beard, and a soft, deep voice. Once, after I had twisted my ankle at a mutual friend's house, he carried me home in his arms like he was a superhero. Punching rich kids was a bad idea, but I kind of hoped he'd do it anyway. It's okay, Penny said, grabbing his arm. We invited them. I looked around for Ren, but she'd snuck off to the back room with her barista. Have a drink, I said, but I couldn't make myself sound like I meant it. I don't think so. Roth turned towards me, his words slurring a little. Are you the one who's been texting lies to my girlfriend? Because he's slurring. Lies? I snorted. Penny appeared to be frozen in place, like she already knew how this would go, like she already knew she wasn't going to be able to pretend anymore. She stumbled back, sitting down hard on one of the arms of Grandma's sagging couch. She didn't even seem angry with us, although she might have guessed one of us had sent the text. Conversations had stopped around the small room. Outside, a siren howled. Music still thrummed through the speakers of Grandma's stereo, not loud enough. Are you the one he was sleeping with? Silka asked, and I noticed her eyes were bright and red-rimmed like she'd been crying. Then she looked past me to Penny. The moment she saw her, I think she knew. Or was it... What if I was? I asked, interrupting, because it wasn't fair for Penny to have to confront Silka seconds after Roth broke her heart. You know he cheated, even if he says he didn't. What you don't know is that you're the one he cheated with. You're the other woman. Silka turned to Roth, shaking her head. She was your girlfriend? No, are you crazy? I told you. I brought you here to see how pathetic they were, to understand that they're lying. Maybe they want money. I don't know. They're trailer trash in a real, actual, literal trailer park. Nailing one of these girls would be worse than slumming. It would be like swimming through a sewer. I'd never get the smell out. It's time to punch him a bunch. Oh, yeah. Pink Mohawk man. Okay, Oscar says something. I'm getting excited. Okay, I knew you didn't smell out. His friends guffawed at that. A dude bro Greek chorus. No one else so much as cracked a smile. Oscar, Pink Mohawk, cracked his knuckles instead. Silka looked uncomfortable. I took my phone out of my pocket. I wasn't as good at this as Ren would have been, but with the liquor singing through my veins, I knew I had to do something. I have a picture of Roth here, and then interrupts. No, you don't. Roth grabbed for the phone. Give me that. I didn't actually have a picture of him and Penny together, but Roth didn't know that. He lunged. I turned away from him, tossing my phone toward the couch, as Roth twisted my wrist hard enough to make me yell. And then, everything happened at once. 'Cause, yeah, Roth, are you you're gonna hurt her like that? She's the host. Everybody's here for her. You're gonna get hurt. Ren burst out of the back in her underwear. Oh no, Ren. Okay, well, you're having fun. Mark tried to get between me and Roth. One of Roth's friends trying to get in Mark's way. Oscar hit somebody. I was on the floor, and guys were punching one another, and Ren was smashing a lamp over someone's head, and everyone was screaming. That's when Roth kicked the table with the punch bowl on it. The leg cracked, and the punch bowl went over, spilling a fizzing frozen strawberry and booze spilling a fizzing frozen strawberry and booze tide onto all the food, soaking the cheese and crackers, splashing into the hummus and onion dip, ruining the quiches, ruining everything. I full-on screamed, way louder than when he bent my arm. I screamed so loud that Mark let Roth go, bloody-nosed. Roth turned and saw my horrid face. Ha ha, they punched the bowl. No, they kicked the table leg. Saw my horrified face. I don't think it was until that moment that he realized how much destroying the party would hurt me. His smile was smug and hideous. I wanted to claw his eyes out. I wanted to hide in the back room. I wanted to go outside and sit in the cold until I was frozen all the way through. I wanted to do all those contradictory things so intensely that I did absolutely nothing at all. I just stood there, my eyes filling with tears as Roth's smile grew into a laugh. It's gonna get good now. It's time. It's time. I've been waiting. Then the door opened again, letting in a cold breeze that guttered the candles. It was the beautiful Krampus boy with the goat legs and the gold paint. He must have misunderstood about dressing up for the party. Yeah, it's definitely just a very expensive costume. It's definitely not that he's literally a Krampus. Okay, because he was in a variation of his costume at the Krampuslauf. He paired his goat legs with a green brocade jacket stitched with silver thread and matching knee breeches with tiny silver buttons along the cuffs. Two friends were with him, both in costume. One, a girl in a white dress with a single sleeve stitched with glittering crystals. The other, a boy with waist-length blonde hair. He wore pointed ear prosthetics and a black wool Edwardian suit. But do they have goat legs? Roth and his friends looked thrown by their arrival, but they weren't standing there with tears in their eyes and a racked table of food. We brought gifts, the boy with a hoof said, and the blonde reached into his coat and brought out a bottle of clear liquor. He removed the cork with his teeth. Mine is holiday cheer. Are you guys for real? One of the Mosley kids said. Roth snorted, still spoiling for a fight. Silk stepped back into the kitchen of the trailer. A few of our friends were rearranging themselves in case Roth and Mosley boys wanted to throw a few more punches. I was trying to edge my way to where I'd left my grandmother's broom. If Roth tried anything else, I'd crack it over his skull. I brought a gift too, said the girl, and drew a curved knife out of her bodice. She took 2 steps. Before the rest of us even reacted, she had it pressed against Roth's throat. His eyes went wide. I was pretty sure no one had ever had a knife on him before, especially not a girl. I understood this boy was causing some trouble. Are you robbing us? The dark-haired Mosley girl asked. Seriously? In those outfits? Oh, honey. When someone's robbing you, it does not matter what they are wearing. You about to get stabbed, girl. Oh, honey. No. Stupid. No. The boy with the goat legs laughed. The blonde boy... Okay, so I guess the other two don't have goat legs. The blonde boy with the elf ears looked from me to Penelope to Silka and then to Roth. What ought his fate be? I let go of the broom and took a step toward Roth and the girl in white. Don't hurt him, I get the impulse, but he'll sue. Who are you? Penny asked, awed. It's him! He's saying it! He said the Joe name, Joachim, whatever. Joe, the Krampus boy said, and my companions, Griselda and Isidore. Wren's eyebrows went so high it was like they were trying to climb off her face. I thought he was... ... Penny looked at me, so Wren's like, wait, he's real fuck. And Penny looked at me, that's Joe? Joachim? Joe? But of course he wasn't. He couldn't be. Joe wasn't anyone. He didn't exist. It's all fun and games until a clown mugs you and flies away on a hot air balloon. Really, though. You're gonna mug me? You're that fucking clown. I'm a stand. Don't fucking make fun of something like that. Anyway, okay. But Joe's real. But we're like, no, Joe's not real. So what would you have me do with them? With him, Griselda asked. I'd like my gift to be well received. Silka stepped out of the kitchen, moving as though drawn against her better judgment. I want him punished. At that, Silka turned to Penny. Don't you? Hell yeah, I was waiting for Silka to join the right team. Yeah, girl. Okay. Penelope walked up to Roth. His eyes widened the closer she got, and in that moment I could see her dilemma. She could save him and indebt him to her. She could prove that she was better than his other girlfriend, better than him, but he might leave her anyway, and then she'd feel like an even bigger fool. But she'd still be a better person. I don't want him hurt, Penny said, looking over at me. She hesitated. But I do want him punished. You're dressed up like a Krampus, right? So punish him like one. Christmas is supposed to be the time when everyone is nice to one another and forgives one another and all that, but the true meaning of Christmas is presents. And in the real world, Santa's not fair. Rich kids get everything, and poor kids get second-hand crap their parents bust their asses to afford. It costs money just to sit on Santa's lap. But Krampus, he brings justice. If you're bad, you get served up a big plate of steaming hot coals. You get whipped with birch rods until you bleed. You get put in shackles and fished out of pools of ink with pitchforks. That's the spirit of Krampus. Hell yeah. It might look like it's all hipsters and charity, but underneath it's justice, and I get the appeal. Obviously, folks, as do I. I am a dear woman. It is my brand as well. Okay. Easily done, Griselda said. Boy, you've been an ass, and so, until you're forgiven by these two ladies, that's exactly what seeming you'll take. I'm gonna finish describing what happens after I read Cage's nonsense here. It's all fun and games till a mug clowns on you and balloons away on a hot fly. What? Why does that make grammatical sense? What? Cause Cage knows how to do that. I'm sorry, Mask, you're usually all thumbs when you're writing in typos, but sometimes. Oh, no, that was some out of left field nonsense, Cage, but I loved it. I took care to make it so I'm impressed it was possible. Yeah, you did good. Okay, back to the... I make grammatical sneeze. I make grammatical sneeze. Your mama makes a grammatical sneeze. What the hell, Mask? You can't do this to me. How is this so consistent? How is this so consistent? You got me good. It's the I'm good immediately. No, I'm not. Hey, I'm trying to come up with another analogy. You're perfect. It's good. I'm never typing again. Please, no, never stop. I love it. We love a queer king. Oh, Mask. Oh, Mask. I want that moment framed so that I can remind you any other time that you're like, I'm good at this stuff, and then we could be like, you make grammatical sneeze, and then you'll be like, okay, fine, because that was too good. Okay, where the hells were we? Right, Griselda, your auntie Griselda. Don't mind that random reference. It's irrelevant. She said, okay, you've been an ass, and that's what you're going to seemingly take. Her lips went to his cheek, pressing a kiss to his skin as her blade kept him in place. As she withdrew, he began to change. Master Queer. Oh, I love that. Well, now I'm not clipping it. Ask, please. 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 We love it. Put the pew pew away, Mask. That was good. That was perfect. That's definitely... Wait, you change your end term a lot. I think queer is the next way to go. I like it. Love you. Oh, perfect, Sass Cage. Perfect. Mwah. Okay, I'm clipping it, but I'm not happy about it. Yes. Oh, I love you, idiots. Oh. Back to Auntie Griselda. Griselda has kissed the asshole. Here we go. Not literal, you know who I mean. Roth. Okay, as she withdrew, he began to change. Gray whiskers sprouted over his face, his neck elongated, and his nose flared. He was changing shape. His head was becoming the head of an animal. Kiss the what? Yeah, Roth. Sorry, I should have said kiss the ass. Period. Because he's turning into a donkey. I had wished for magic for reality to bend, but watching this, I wondered if it was possible for reality to bend. So far, it broke. Roth's two friends looked at one another, then at us and at Griselda, like they were trying to figure out who dosed them. We were all watching in gluttonous wonderment. I don't think they drank anything at the party, so they couldn't have dosed you. Unless somehow somebody had drugs in their knuckles when they punched you, dumbasses. But I don't think that's how that worked. Maybe it's in the air? Okay. Roth brayed from his donkey head as Griselda put away her knife. He stumbled toward his friends. They screamed and ran for the door of the trailer. Silka edged closer to Penny, who looked as freaked out as I felt. Joe threw an arm over Roth's neck, eyes dancing with mirth. Oh, come now, it's not so bad. You have very fine fur and a magnificent nose, a much better nose than your last one, and I'd wager you'll like your fate betimes. Oscar reached out wonderingly to touch one of Roth's twitching ears. Roth shied back, and Oster snorted with amazed laughter. That is some Harry Potter shit. This cannot be happening, Ren said, laughing, still in her bra and panties, one hand on her hip, looking like she stepped out of a 40s pinup postcard. It's just so good. It's just too good. Oh my gosh. Ren, go put clothes on, Ren. Jeez. But it was happening, and we were drunk enough to go along with it. Even with the implications of Roth having an ass head buzzing in the back of my mind, like how if magic was real, then Joe's goat legs were probably not part of any costume, and when I'd left out milk for the fairies, I probably should have made sure to wash the bowl every time. I was focused on propping up the broken table. I couldn't stand around freaking out forever. Some people helped me mop the spilled punch. I rinsed off the cheese and scraped off the top layer of hummus. Turned out I still had some chips left in the bags out in the kitchen, so I refilled the bowls. Most bottles of booze hadn't gotten broken. Some of the food couldn't be salvaged, but in the face of magic being real and magical creatures in attendance, I was ready to declare the party a success anyway. Agreed. Isidore poured shots from his bottle into aperitif glasses set up on Grandma's kitchen counter. The liquor tasted like thyme and caraway seeds and burned all the way down my throat. Griselda taught us a drinking song. We screamed the words as we danced around the room, spinning madly and jumping on the furniture. Someone found an apple for Roth to eat. Near midnight, Roth is just staying at this party. I guess where else does he go, but still. Near midnight, we turned the television to MTV, where they showed the ball dropping in Times Square. We counted down with everyone else. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We went crazy, shrieking and blowing paper horns and kissing one another. People yelled out the lyrics to Auld Lang Syne, Isidore singing lines I didn't know. We two have run about the slopes and picked the daisies fine, and will take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. And then I found myself in the hall, kissing Joe. I don't know how to say his freaking name. A boy I barely knew, a boy with a pretend name, and who might be a demon, or a fairy, or a disturbing hallucination. All fair concerns. My head was swimming, my hands were tangled in his hair, and I pushed him against the wall. His breath caught as I tugged his mouth into mine. I had no idea what I was doing. Then Ahmet changed playlists to some louder, madder midnight stuff, and we were dancing again. We danced and drank and danced until the mix ran out, and Ahmet fell asleep under the table, his arm thrown over Griselda. Ooh. Even our fun friends are getting fun. Okay. At 5 in the morning, I found myself bundled up in a moth-eaten fur coat from Grandma's closet, slumped in a chair at the plastic table as the sun began to burn the frozen horizon. I had a coupe glass full of cinnamon schnapps, the color of red Rudolph's nose. Joe was smoking a cigarette of meadow grass and comfrey. He'd found a bottle of bubble solution and held up the wand, exhaling smoke into each delicate, shimmering globe, grinning up at them as they got carried off into the dawn. So he's making little magic smoke bubbles. Okay. He was a kind of beautiful that got under your skin. Before, my crushes had been on normal-looking boys, pudgy boys and beanpole skinny ones, boys with bad haircuts and boys with shadowy mustaches they were trying to grow, boys with crooked teeth and spotty skin. No one would probably believe me, but Joe's ridiculous hotness made me uncomfortable. He was like a painting you wanted to burn so you could finally stop staring at it. Copper gold hair and copper gold eyes, looping curls. He looked like something you were allowed to look at but never touch. I remembered the warm slide of his lips. Why? And then Joe, the name, Joe, yep, I asked him. He looked over at me, a little bit drunk and clearly baffled. It made me happy to know that whatever he was, however he looked, he still could get wasted on New Year's. The name, I said. He laughed, throwing his head back and glancing up at the stars. You bargained with the universe, remember? The words sent a shiver down my spine. I didn't even remember exactly what I'd said or promised, but I knew I'd done it. And the universe heard me? Nah. Above his head, a bubble burst, releasing a supernova of smoke before it was blown shapeless by the wind. But I did. Lots of things here when you make rash offers like that. So you want... I was rigid with alarm, trying to think through the fog of alcohol. He shook his head, throwing me an easy smile. Not a thing. I just remembered the name when I saw you at the Krampuslauf. We don't have names, not like you do. Isidore and Griselda have been called many things before, and will be called many things again. Names, they just don't stick to us. But I like Joe, and I knew you liked it as well. I tried to imagine a name sliding off of me, as though not quite attached. It felt wrong, like losing one's shadow. I'd always been Hannah. Huzzah! We finally know our own name. I'd always been Hannah, and I couldn't imagine not being her. Why were you even at that thing? The Krampuslauf? He had a rich, throaty laugh. I wanted to be among people without any disguise. It's a great prank, don't you think? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I took a swig from my cup. It tasted like someone had melted those cinnamon hearts into a thick syrup. I wondered who'd brought it. I wondered why I decided to drink it, and then took another swig. Great thought process, friend. Okay. Hold on. Oh my gosh. I owe you a gift, he said into the silence. Griselda brought something and Isidore brought something. Now it's my turn. Only name your desire, and I will do my best to give you its pale approximation. That made me laugh. I'm glad you came, and turning Roth into a donkey was way more than enough. My people are often beseeched for favors, but seldom invited to share in feasts. He spoke with a sly humor, as though he was talking formally, half in jest, but only half. Let me give you a gift for being made so much welcome. Okay, I said, relenting, looking back at the trailer. Faint music had started up inside, and I can see people moving around. They'd gotten a second wind. Hold on, my gosh, I need big cough. Oh, my throat is bugging me more today. I don't know if we're gonna do a full-length show. I think I'm gonna have to end this stream early if this keeps up. Okay, let me give you a gift for being made so much welcome. Okay, I said, relenting, looking back at the trailer, faint music. Yes, people got a second wind. Soon, someone would come outside and drag us back into the dregs of the after party. Soon after that, I'd collapse in Grandma's bed, along with as many people as would fit. Soon it would be morning, and for all I knew, Joe and Griselda and Isidore would be gone at first light, like dew burned up in the sun. Okay, what I want is to never forget there's magic in the world. I get to keep my memories of tonight. I get to keep them always. His smile went crooked. Leaning over, he mashed his cigarette in Grandma's heavy glass ashtray and pressed his lips to my forehead. He smelled like burning grass. I promise, he whispered. Oh my gosh, listen to me. I can't. Raven's struggling. Oh boy. Okay. I keep going. I promise, he whispered, mouth hot against my skin. And although I was admittedly not even a little bit sober, that was the moment I decided that since magic was real, since I conjured up Joe by the sheer power of wanting him to happen, since I'd made this party out of $200 and sheer determination, then maybe I was wrong about the things I thought I couldn't have that weren't for me. Maybe it was okay to imagine greater things. Maybe it was all for me if I wanted it. With dawn of the new year on the horizon, I resolved to exert my will on the world. The end. And Raven's voice is fucked. I wanted to find a sweeter way to say that, but no. I don't know what it is. Yesterday I was feeling fine. First night of these stories, I had like a little tickle. And then now it's like my throat says, shut up, stop reading, ow. And I'm like, you know what? If I don't got a choice here, I guess I will. We have read 7 out of 12 of these stories. There's still a good chunk of stories left. I do think that the rest of these are that longer length. What the heck? Oh my gosh. My throat says I hate you, and so I think I will have to end the stream a bit early, but I'm gonna do a big cough. And yes, we can do triggers for the last while. Something that has me not reading as much. That'll be fine. Hold on. Oh, okay. Well, my gosh. I'm not seeing any chats. Did people fall asleep? Looks like we lost some peoples. I think you guys went to bed. And that's fine. That's good. Ugh, it fits. Fetster, are you here? Because I think it's time to raid if there is nothing going on. Oh, I'm asking you're all wrapped up. You're cozy. Yeah. You're maybe half asleep. That sounds good. If nobody's making redeems, yeah, I think we will wrap early. Vi is on if we want to raid her. Very true. We did get a raid from her just last night. I don't see why not. Sounds like a good idea. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. There's no redeems being done. It's just my lovely mod mask talking, and my voice is continuously falling apart. Oh my gosh, what is that? And now, oh my god. Yeah, we're gonna raid. Thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate it a bunch. We will be back on the 15th. We are done for the weekend. I'm gonna be looking into different things for you guys. I won't spoil it now. But it'll be a good time. I don't know how much longer Vi's gonna be on. Usually she's here till 1. Gingerbread house. Oh, I'm definitely gonna hang around. We're gonna hang out with Vi. I'm not gonna leave right away. She's wearing antlers. Not real antlers, you know, the little felt ones. But look at her. Okay, we're gonna raid now. We're gonna go say hi to Vi. It'll be good. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. And,
hopefully my voice is all good to read as much as I've been reading and as much as I want to read for the 15th and 16th and 17th. I worry we're going to run out of stories. We've been doing 2 or 3 every night, and do 2, we'll have 1 more for the 17th. I'll have to figure out something to do. But, okay, yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully I see peoples on Sunday. Alright, well, let's raid away. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go.